evening, everyone, and welcome to the Palace on the Plains here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium at First United Field, where tonight the West Texas A&M Buffaloes, led by their new head coach, Josh Lynn, welcome Adams State in the 2023 home opener. I'm Lucas Kinsey, back for another year. With me in the booth is my broadcast partner, Bryce Sheets. Kent Johnson and Corin Davis are going to be with us on the sidelines, so we look forward to those reports as the game goes on. Tonight, the Buffs will be looking for their first win of the season after falling to Western Colorado last week in Gunnison. Meanwhile, over in Alamosa, Colorado, the Grizzlies took down Lincoln University 35-16. And they got a win in a season opener for the first time since 2017.
Right.
So they got a lot of things that they're excited about. Bryce, there is, speaking of excitement, a ton of excitement. We saw the tailgating here in Canyon as we got to the stadium pretty early. But Buff Nation, they're ready to see a new look West Texas A&M team. Got some new uniforms tonight, but they're seeing WT for the first time at home this season. What are you looking forward to most tonight?
Well, the interesting thing under the Josh Lynn era, obviously, is what are those changes? What are they going to be? Offensively, defensively, what are some of those changes going to be? Of course, we got kind of a preview last week up in Gunnison, but again, I don't think everybody got to where they were playing in rhythm as of yet. So, you know, coaches say best improvement from game 1 to game 2. We'll see if that's the case tonight. Hopefully it is, because what we really need to see, I think, a little bit is the offensive line stepping up. Again, that's a whole new unit except for one. And so they've got to get cohesive, been able to move the offense a little bit. We didn't see that in game 1 in Gunnison. The other thing, too, is that, you know, the defensive front, we want to see them kind of insert themselves a little more. The linebackers were incredible last week. And so, again, what kind of complete game are we going to get? What's going to be here for the home opener tonight? I know there'll be a lot of excitement for everybody, obviously, but we just want to see how that translates out on First United Field.
You know, with head coach Josh Lynn, I mean, he came in, and I like the slogan from the beginning, we're coming, is what he talked about. And so you get new players in, and Bryce, it's going to take a little bit of time, obviously.
Yes.
There was a lot of turnover. You mentioned the offensive line. 4 of those 5 players have never played for West Texas A&M. So, I mean, what are you looking at in terms of just last week on the road at Western Colorado? Didn't go the way you wanted it to, obviously, with just scoring 2 field goals, but there's going to be some changes. He said they had a great week of practice.
Well, that's the key. What kind of practice improvements did you see? And again, I think if the offensive line can be cohesive, in other words, if they can kind of be in lockstep together as far as the movement goes on the plays. Again, 2 quarterbacks played last week, so you got different snap counts, different rhythms, everything along that line. And so if the line can adjust quick, the line's going to make the big difference, whether we get a run game going, which we really didn't have last week, and then protection for the passing game. That's going to be key. And so I think those are the things. It starts up front. People say that it's an old adage, old cliche, but it really does. It starts up front, and they need to be good as a unit.
You know, another thing is playing here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium at First United Field, the newly named. It makes a difference. We've seen some games here over the years, Bryce, in the stadium. It gets really loud. The Maroon Platoon, they're going to be here tonight. They're going to be fired up. And so you hope that that these players will feed off of that.
Yeah, I think that is a big thing, because the adrenaline will be running for this game tonight. And so when you have a good crowd, and again, first time for a lot of these players who haven't played here before to kind of experience what it's like here at Bain Schaefer Stadium. And the other thing is to see what the crowd does, what the Maroon Platoon does. And so that does even amp you up a little more. You want to harness that, you want to control that, but again, enjoy it as well.
Well, 2013, that was the last time that West Texas A&M made a playoff appearance. 2013, interestingly, was also the last time that the Adams State Grizzlies had a winning season.
Right.
So we've got 2 hungry and motivated programs squaring off tonight here in Canyon, Texas.
Yep.
When we come back, we will go beyond the athlete with Angelina Oliver. You're watching the Marble Depot pregame show. West Texas A&M hosting Adams State as college football has returned.
We're ready.
On the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Bucks!
21.
That's right.
I believe it was.
Yep. We also have.
Hey, I'm Kari Balmares, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Athlete. Today we are sitting down with Angelina Oliver.
Hello.
Who plays volleyball for West Texas A&M University. I am so excited to have you on today.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
Great, great. So you're the first volleyball player that I've had on the show, which is super exciting because y'all are a big deal.
A little bit. Just a tad. A little bit here.
I think a lot of it. But tell me, just how special is it to you to be able to say that you're a part of a national championship team?
It's very special to me to be able to say this because I feel like everybody wants to win. You know, everybody wants to have that goal. But to be able to say that I was a part of a team that day in and day out put the work in and we did it. And, you know, we had those little moments here and there, beginning to end, all the laughs and the silly moments makes it even more special.
Of course, yeah. So at what age did you start playing volleyball, and what do you think has kept you so in tune with still wanting to play the sport?
So I actually started playing volleyball a little bit more serious when I was in high school.
Okay.
Before that, I was on my middle school volleyball team, so I was just kind of doing it for fun. And then at the time, I did gymnastics, so that was my main sport. Like, I loved that. But I was a little tall, getting a little tall for that. So my friends on my middle school volleyball team were like, hey, we're going to play club volleyball this year. You should be on our team. Are you going to try out for high school next year? You know, that would be great. Like, that would be so much fun. So I tried out my freshman year, and then I started playing club my freshman year of high school. So that's really where it started. And what kind of kept me in tune, kind of kept me into it was I thought it was really fun. It's way different than gymnastics, so I really liked that. I discovered that I love to hit the slide, like jump off one leg and hit the ball. That's my favorite thing ever. That might have kept me in it single-handedly, but just being able to have that motivation behind doing really good in school and being able to get scholarships, that kind of kept me in it. So.
That too, definitely. Yeah. So the team was invited to the White House in Washington, D.C. How fun to celebrate College Athlete Day and to be recognized as the NCAA Division II Volleyball 2022 National Champs. What was your initial thought or reaction to the news, and what was the experience like?
Our coach told us first she sent us a text message, but even when she told us on the Zoom meeting, I was like, oh my gosh, right. All you could do is be excited and have the most happy reaction you could because the White House is a big deal. And especially since this was the first year that they had this event, you know, we got to be a part of history. So that was really, really cool.
I didn't know that. You just informed me of that.
Yeah, this was the first year that they had this whole event because normally it's only big Division I schools and sports that go to the White House. Yeah, but this year was a whole event, so
great.
It was really cool.
Love that, love that. So other than attaining success and victories, what do you feel volleyball has given you throughout the years of playing the sport?
Well, for starters, it's given me some great people in my life, some longtime friends. I actually just finished seeing one of my friends last week at our home opener tournament. She was one of my friends from 7th grade that convinced me to start playing volleyball. So it's cool that we've known each other this long, and volleyball has both been a common factor in our lives that we still get to participate in. And just, it's brought me places in my life. Here, of course, got me a national championship, but even in high school, you know, gave me great motivation, got me to my first college, and then I eventually transferred here. And it's given my mom an opportunity to just watch me thrive and have fun, which love that.
Yeah, love that. Do you think you'd be the same person you are today if you hadn't have played volleyball?
I don't think I'd be like a worse person, obviously, but I do think that volleyball, being a student athlete, that in itself creates a certain drive and gives you a certain drive and determination, and just helps give you a different perspective, because not every day people wake up and go to practice at 6 in the morning and then go to class and then still have to figure out homework and treatments and weights. So it's given me a lot of just outside of life skills that I'll be able to use.
Of course. So tell me, before we let you go, what are you looking forward to most about this season?
Just for one, playing. We waited all the way from last year, so we'll get to play again. Finally excited for that. But also our growth. I think as a team overall, I'm really excited to see how everyone grows. We lost 5 seniors last year, and then this year we have 5 new freshmen. So just seeing how different people step into different roles, and just how everyone continues to get better. Because obviously we made it to the end. We made it as far as you can go. And, where do we go from here? Like, how do we get better and how do we improve? And we have some new coaching staff. So just seeing where how good we can get.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely want to keep that top spot. So thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate it. And stay tuned for the next episode of Beyond the Athlete.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. Siege. Riley. Taz. Yeah. Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake or loyal? Why no water, death designer, baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real monster lives above them all, sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
I've seen you people. Yes, you guys are directly like in front of me. Like I'm not.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
Yeah. Siege. Riley. Taz. Yeah. Set me free and give me death, there ain't no other choices. When I lay down to go to sleep, I keep on hearing voices. Little whispers in my head, man, is you fake or loyal? Why no water, that designer, baby, pick your poison. These little demons living underneath my bed, creeping. Know the real monster lives above them all, sleeping. That subtle breathing in your closet every single evening. Thought you never see me again, looks can be deceiving. When they hear the sound of the drum, they'll be saying, oh Lord, here they come. Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. Yeah, here we come. Hey, here we come. Hey, here we come. Here we come.
Center for the Buffaloes, and we just heard Kent talk to us about Cannon Gibson. He's going to be the starting quarterback,
right.
and actually, you know, we were trying to get some research on this. Bryce, this may be the early 80s.
Yeah,
the last time
I think so.
that the Buffs had a true freshman, not a red shirt, but a true freshman
right.
play. Last week, Kyle Brown, 11 for 26 passing, 95 yards and an interception. Cannon did play 5 for 11, 36 yards and a pick. And honestly, they're not asking for Tom Brady or Patrick. I know Brady doesn't play anymore, but
right.
Brady or Mahomes.
If they had Brady, they'd let him play.
Yeah, but he's out of eligibility. But it's just you got to be Cannon Gibson, you got to be Kyle Brown, you got Weston Eggett, whoever it is. Just be yourself.
Yeah, you got to be yourself, and you got to relax and play. And I think that was probably part of it last week for both quarterbacks. First game starts for both, basically getting in some game action, a lot of butterflies, a lot of jitters, and so. Again, if they had a good week of practice, then hopefully that's out of their system. They're all bought in on what the offensive scheme is going to be for tonight's ball game, and so just execute the plan.
You know, and interesting with Cannon, you and I watched a little bit of a YouTube video of him from back at his junior season in high school. It was phenomenal. At Wink High School, over 3,000 passing yards. He had over 1,500 rushing yards. He also had 58 touchdowns that he was accounted for. The dude also played defense as well.
He played every snap of every ball game. I don't think they hardly ever took him out in that ball game, and thus he was the forward built tough player, 2A player of the year for the way he played. And so again, and you got to be tough in order to do that.
And a coach's son.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is Coach Brian obviously has kind of put those good values and good molds in there for him to build upon. And so that's what we want to see. What's he building on from week 1 to week 2?
All right, our last key, Bryce, you know me. I've got to throw in some classic music. And in honor of the late Jimmy Buffett, Buffs are looking for changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes. So head coach Josh Lynn, 28 players on the roster, and a lot of them are going to be starting tonight and making an impact. 28 players came from some other school.
Right. You know, everybody's talking about Colorado and Deion Sanders and just redoing that whole lineup. Well, same thing holds true here. I mean, there's quite a few new players. And so, again, it's getting comfortable with the surroundings, getting comfortable with your teammates. And, again, everybody being bought in and able to be on the same page to execute both offensively and defensively.
And we talked a little bit about this earlier, but hopefully taking advantage of Buff Stadium.
Yes.
Get the crowd ignited. I mean, you're in a new place for some of these new players. First time for them to get to play in front of this crowd. Take advantage of that and play with passion.
Well, and again, you call it the Palace on the Plains for a good reason because of the way the stadium is built, the way the stadium kind of shines more than anything else. And for a lot of teams coming into this, it's very intimidating.
Yeah.
And so same for Adams State when they come in and having to play here. So for the first time having to play here because before they played at Kimbrough. And so this will be a first for them as well.
We'll take a 1-minute timeout here on the Marble Depot pregame show. We'll come back with more here from Buffalo Stadium as WT gets set to take on Adams State in the home opener.
Need more business? Choice Media is your local outdoor advertising solution, helping businesses grow since 1992. After 31 years of business, Choice Media has both static and digital billboards throughout Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. Billboards are the best choice when trying to grow clientele or promoting brand awareness. Contact Choice Media, your local advertising company, at 806-352-6585 to speak with a billboard expert today. That's 806-352-6585.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to First United Bank Field at Bain Schaefer Stadium as we get set for the home opener for the Buffaloes.
There's somebody who's ready,
Yeah,
Bryce.
there's Bevo ready to go. Well, Bevo,
Thunder.
wrong one. Thunder. Yeah.
I can tell who you're pulling for tonight.
No, I'm not actually. It's
Thunder.
It's Thunder who's coming in. They're getting ready to bring Thunder into the stadium here tonight. And again, as you said, the crowd continuing to file in as we get ready for this home opener for the Buffaloes against Adams State. And the thing is, when you look at these two, when you look at what people like to refer to as the tail of the tape, statistically, Adams State has the huge advantage for the way they opened last season compared to the way the Buffaloes opened against Western Colorado. But again, you play the games on the field, so you kind of let that speak for itself.
And, you know, it's interesting with this Adams State team, their head coach, Jarrell Harrison, who Corin Davis is going to visit with later this evening. Last year, Bryce, they were 2-9. Oh. You start looking at this team, and it hasn't been pretty. Last year, 2-9. 2021, they were 1-10. Then the COVID year, they didn't even play. 4-7, 4-7, 4-7. You just keep going back until you get to 2013 when they had that winning season. So he's trying to get something going.
They're hungry for a big campaign as well. And, again, this is his third season. So he came in 21. You mentioned that 1-9 campaign, and they had 2 wins last year. And so, again, they are trying to build, but they're starting – well, they were originally starting a freshman quarterback. That's even changed tonight too. So, again, he's trying to get the same kind of type of players he wants for them as well as they get set for their first road matchup of the season.
West Texas A&M in the Lone Star Conference preseason poll. They were picked 5th. WT, this is the last tune-up, Bryce, before conference play starts. Right. Next week, Midwestern State comes to town.
That's exactly right. And again, what a hard one to start with, Midwestern, who seems for many years has had the Buffalo number. And so, again, you got to come out and show improvement from week 1 to week 2 and then get ready to play a very tough conference opponent.
You're looking at what the Buffs did last week. I was doing the volleyball broadcast, so I didn't get to see much of the game, but you were able to watch some of it. And they only trailed 14-6 at halftime, so they were hanging around, just not able to make enough plays.
You know, they really were. And really, you know, I talked about the front three defensively, but really the defense played well. And when they gave up points late in the game, and that was in the fourth quarter, they carried that through the fourth quarter. But when they did give up points, it was because they were put in bad positions. An interception allowed for Western Colorado have a short field, and so they were able to capitalize on that. And then another issue that occurred, and so Western Colorado was able to take advantage of those miscues by the Buffaloes. And so I think the defense usually is the case this time of year, is probably a step or two ahead of the offense, especially with everybody new.
All right, Thunder bringing the Buffaloes onto the field, and they're ready to go here as they're taking on Adams State tonight. And that's what you hope you see. We hope that Travian McCoy-Gay, Isaiah Smallwood, Monte Dawson, Shaq Brown, some of those players look like Thunder just did, Bryce.
Yeah, absolutely. Busting out to get here on the middle of the field. And so even the handlers lost their hats because he was going so hard. So, again, we anticipate a lot of good things for the Buffaloes tonight. And so we're excited to see what takes place.
All right, let's look, Bryce, at one of our favorite things, the X factor of the game, as we highlight one of the players that we feel like is an impact player and is going to make a big difference. And you love this player. He's a linebacker that is old school, old-fashioned, number 45 for Midlothian, and he's back after being injured last year, J.T. Cavender.
So J.T. Cavender, I was doing a baseball game last year for the Buffaloes, and so he picks me up in the cart, takes me to the game. And that was just when Josh Lynn and everybody came in for spring drills, and I just asked, I said, JT, how's everything going? He goes, it is so fun. It is so exciting. And I'm so glad to be back. And that's the key. This guy plays with a high motor. And so, again, if you can get him on track and really kind of make things, push, and along with Jimmy Harrison, who came in as well as a linebacker, but J.T. Cavender is that guy that just continues to push forward, and so he can be a big key for the Buffs tonight.
Yeah, a long list of just amazing linebackers that you and I have been able to watch over the years play for West Texas A&M, and that's what you hope. You hope you see JT stay healthy, obviously, and return to that form that we saw him in his the 2021 season when he did. He had over 100 tackles and was just all over the place. That's a position, Bryce, that you really like. You feel like the linebackers, there's some tough guys, a couple of players that came over from Nebraska Kearney, and then also Kobe King, who led the Buffs in tackles last week.
And he had a fumble recovery in that game as well last week. And so Kobe King, the sophomore, really, again, kind of like JT, has a good motor that runs. Jimmy Harrison, a senior who came over from Kearney, Nebraska, and so he knows the system the coaches want to use, and so he's imparting that wisdom as well. And then Josh Beard, and so it'll be interesting to see how Josh does that along with Braylon Sugg, and so those are the guys that we kind of want to watch and see how they maneuver out there against, again, in this 3-4 setup for the Buffaloes.
There's a certain tie when you look at this roster. I mentioned 28 players that transferred from different places, but you see lots of guys on the roster, obviously, that came from Nebraska Kearney, but also, Bryce, there's a lot of players on this roster that have championship rings from New Mexico Military Institute Junior College back in 2021 where they won a championship.
There were a lot of players that came in.
As they say, NIMI.
Yeah, NIMI brought it. NIMI was a good, fruitful recruiting ground on both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. And so, again, when you win a championship like that, that kind of also breeds just a good feeling all the way around. Players who have been there know how to do it and know how to get it done.
Buffs captains walking out, Noah Bogardus. Also number 44, Jimmy Harrison, joined by number 0, the new look for Tyree Tipton. And then there's J.T. Cavender on the other side for Adams State. You see their captains there. Number 4, Markel Grayson, who will not be playing tonight. Number 22, which is Daniel Mendoza. Number 43, Villami Smakel, and also one of the linemen there for the Grizzlies. And, Bryce, we have a special captain tonight for the Buffaloes, honorary captain, Corky Dawson.
Yeah, Corky Dawson, again, well-known in the community and been around, great Buffalo backer as well. And so he gets to be the honorary captain for tonight in a special presentation.
And there's our head referee, Israel Silva. So Adams State will be receiving the football. The Buffs won the toss and deferred to the second half, so we will see the Grizzlies offense first tonight. And for the Buffaloes, you see that new look gray uniform. Have not seen those in the past. Under Armour jerseys look sharp there for West Texas A&M. Adams State, the visiting white jerseys, green numerals, and the green helmets, which I was down on the field before the game, and there's not a logo. It's just, there's just a plain green helmet that they go with, just a traditional look.
Right.
And so we will see the Buffs defense first. The defensive coordinator for West Texas A&M, Levi Gallus, 6 years at Nebraska Kearney with Coach Lynn, defensive line coach kind of at heart. He also spent 5 years at Eastern New Mexico, and this is interesting, Bryce. Coach Gallus played at Adams State. He was an all-RMAC safety there in 2009 and played football and ran track as well.
Ran what? Does anybody know?
That's what we need to find out. Kent was saying he may have thrown the discus or something, but Coach Gallus, they're excited to have him as the defensive coordinator. Buffaloes will be kicking off.
Well, again, we'll see what happens out on the field here as both teams get set, ready to go for the home opener for the Buffaloes, again going from right to left. And, of course, again, we want to find out here momentarily how the quarterback situation will run for Adams State. We'll wait for this kickoff, and then we'll head down to the field. Corn Davis is standing by.
All right, Preston Gregg, number 30, the sophomore, big kicker, 6'4", 205-pound sophomore from Corinth, Texas, a transfer from Missouri Western, will put her right foot into the ball and get things started. Back to receive for Adams State is number 1, Ahmad Bernard. And it's going to go over his head.
Well, again, Connor Underhill was the projected starter. He's out hurt. Markel Grayson, they thought would play, but he was in street clothes. So we want to head down to the field and check in with Corn Davis as we want to find out exactly who is going to be starting tonight. Corn?
Corin. All right, so on the first play from scrimmage, it is a running play over the right side. Hand off to Dalen Bodie, 5'10", 205-pound junior, a transfer a couple years ago from Iowa Central. Played against the Buffs last year, 64 rushing yards. And last week, Bryce, he had a pretty impressive game, 21 carries, over 100 yards, scored a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, again, they were able to get their offensive line to move against Lincoln out of California. And so they were able to make some things happen. And, again, if you can establish the run game, it makes such a big difference on everything that you want to do.
Buffaloes walk up a linebacker as their defensive alignment, a 3-4 look. And on the outside, Josh Baird comes up on second down. They stay on the ground. Adams State does. There's J.T. Cavender coming up quickly.
I'll tell you what, J.T. read that perfect. Had a great angle on the tackle, able to make the stop for a little gain. They're going to give him a half a yard on that, and so they'll make a third down.
That was Jordan Neeson, a 5'10", 175-pound freshman from Wellington, Colorado, on the carry. We'll see about 3 different running backs we project for Adams State. Right now they're behind the chains, 3rd down and 7, as 3 receivers come out to the right for the quarterback, Connor Underhill. Buffs see if they bring some pressure or sit back. Just started out here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium at First United Field. Changing the play, only 4 seconds on the play clock for Underhill. Going to step up in the pocket and run it. And he's got a first down and then some, slides in safely after picking up yardage across the 40-yard line. That was a tough play for the Buffs, Bryce. They had everybody covered except for the quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't expect the run that time, so everybody dropped back deep, and so that meant the linebackers dropped back deep too. They were back 15 yards, and so, again, when you have 3rd and 7, you don't have to go that far to pick up the first down, and so Underhill saw that and was able to step up in the pocket and take off on the run.
Again, he's a freshman out of San Diego, California. And he picks up a big first down for the Grizzlies. Drive continues. And on this play, they're going to fake it to the running back, Bodie. Instead, the quarterback keeps it for only a 1-yard gain. And there's one of our favorite defensive linemen, Antonio Iwuagwu, or as we just like to say, Bryce, it's easier.
Goo. I mean, again, he read that perfectly. He got blocked up behind. The quarterback actually fought off his block, turned around, and then was able to wrap him up. And so, again, just a great open field tackle for only a yard gain.
Well, and that's just an awesome nickname for a defensive lineman.
Goo?
That's right. All right, 2nd down and 9 here for Adams State. Underhill in the gun. Swings it out to his running back, Bodie, who jumps over the Buff defender there. And
J.T. Cavender wraps him up when he's jumping in the air and takes him down and takes him out of bounds. They'll give him 2 more yards on that, so another 3rd and 7 for Adams State.
3rd down and long. That was Kobe King that was coming up to make that tackle. You did not used to see all these hurdling plays. It
no.
seems like it's the
cool, last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's the cool thing to do, and it either works great or it can kind of put a little
backfire. Somebody can get hurt, actually.
That's right. 3rd and long. Underhill throws down the field. His receiver not able to come back and get that one as he underthrew it. And it was tight coverage down the field by Kendall Brewer, who is getting a start defensively tonight, Bryce, in place of Ty Dillon.
Yeah, Ty Dillon injured last week, and so he's out. Kendall, step for step, stayed with the receiver on the near side, and so did a nice job to make sure that he stayed in his space, unable to look back and really pull that one in. Also, credit the front 3 because they are getting good pressure on the quarterback, so Connor Underhill under a little bit of duress.
All right, Buffs. We'll try to get a good punt return here. This one high in the air, and they'll just have to fair catch it. Coming up to make a really good fair catch at the 31-yard line for the Buffaloes was Tyler Sweet.
And Tyler Sweet almost ran into his own player, David Jeffrey, who was back there as well. David was trying to get out of the way, but it was so short. Tyler was trying to run as quick as he could to get up there and make sure he pulled that in.
All right, let's look at the Buffs' offensive starting lineup here. As we mentioned, there's Cannon Gibson coming out for WT. Also, we'll have at the running back position, Travian McCoy-Gay, redshirt freshman. I'm going to call him Run TMG.
Yeah.
And the offensive line for the Buffaloes, Ames, Teasi, McFadden, Gray, and Andrews. This is a quick one out to Tyree Tipton for a pretty good gain. I'm going to have to get used to number 0 there for Tyree Tipton. He was 19 for the last 3 years, but no matter what number he's wearing, Bryce, he's pretty fast.
You know, that's a good call for Cannon Gibson, too. You get him out of the pocket a little bit. He rolls to his left, finds his receiver, just a quick, short pitch and catch, and he got it up the field quickly to Sweet. Or to Tipton, excuse me.
5-yard gain. Buffs first time offensively to touch the football. Good defensive stand to open the game. This is Gibson running it and spinning again and picking up good yardage. That's a nice gain across midfield, Bryce.
The thing about that, I can already tell from week 1 to week 2, just watching Cannon, he was kind of tentative last week when they were playing up in Colorado, and so just didn't you didn't see a lot of confidence. Basically, today, totally different picture.
All right, the Buffs work quickly here. McCoy-Gay takes the carry over the left side. That's a nice surge from that offensive line, gain of about 6 or 7 yards for Travian McCoy-Gay, 185-pound redshirt freshman from Round Rock.
And they're going fast.
Yep, Buffs are going to move quickly. McCoy-Gay, going back to his last year in high school, over 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns, and I got to get this in, Bryce, the Round Rock High School Dragons. I love the nickname.
Well, again, just a nice run off the right side of the line that time.
Buffs taking their time here. 2nd down and short. McCoy-Gay gets the carry and goes nowhere. It falls right into the hands of Gabe Estrada, sophomore defensive end from Lamar, Colorado, who makes a stop for a loss on the play.
Yeah, a yard loss on that one. So the question would be why you hurry up and run the offense and then you stand for 15, 20 seconds while you wait for the play to come in. That does not allow for Adams to change personnel, which they're doing right now. They're changing 5 different people to come out defensively. And so, again, that's why you make that stand. I'm going to keep the same people out there.
3rd down and a manageable 5 yards for the Buffs to get this first down. A flag flies, though.
Defensive offsides.
Gibson makes a throw complete across the 30-yard line. There's Sweet hit hard at the end of this play. And if you're right, Bryce, this is going to stand as a first down. You felt like it was an offside?
Yeah, there was a guy, the defensive end, who took a step and came around, and he was offsides on that play. We can watch the replay here. You can see just before the snap of the ball right there, there was that step, and that's why the flag came out. I didn't see any of. Yeah.
And, Bryce, how about that throw from Gibson?
Again, they got him out of the pocket, and so he's not staying in the pocket. He's rolling out to his right, to his left. I think he's much more comfortable on the move, and so that's proving fruitful here in this first series.
That was head referee Israel Silva. We'll mention the umpires here after this next play. Buff's going to get up to the line, send the receiver in motion, 1st and 10. Cannon Gibson working in the gun. Hand off to McCoy Gay. Shifty. Makes a nice cut there, and he's got a good gain. That's about 12 yards there on 1st down for TMG.
I think the thing you want to talk about McCoy on that one is that he has a great first step. And so, again, quickly hits the hole fast, and then accelerates.
And how about this Buff offensive line looking much better here?
Way better.
McCoy Gay gets the carry again and falls forward close to the 5-yard line before the Adams State defense bottles him up.
And that was the key to the game, too. We've got to have an offensive line that's in sync and they're all together. And this opening drive proves that they definitely are that in today's game.
2nd down for the Buffaloes. 2nd and goal from the 6. They shuffle this one to Shaq Brown. A little trickery there, and Shaq was close. Shaq's pretty good, Bryce, once you get inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he really is, and so his hands are gluish. In other words, he's able to go up and snatch the ball and pull it in. That was not an easy pass to complete, and Shaq was able to get that one and picks up another yard or two.
Shaq had 3 catches last week. Last year, you go back, he caught 2 touchdowns, but he ran in 6 touchdowns.
Right. So they're not afraid to use him. They weren't last year, I should say, in that setup as a fullback running back.
All right, 3rd down and goal for the Buffs from the 4. They're going to hand it off to McCoy Gay. Breaks one tackle, tries to break the other one, but he's going to be stopped. Good open field tackle there by number 22, Daniel Mendoza. When the play started, Bryce, it looked like it may have been a face mask.
Well, and it could have been as well, but the officials, nobody pulled a flag, so they didn't see it. And so now do you go for it on 4th down? That's what it looks like the Buffs are looking to do.
Adams State defense tightening up. This defense that comes into this game, Bryce, allowing only 219 rushing yards on 40 carries, but not any rushing touchdowns. They only gave up 16 points last week.
Well, you talked about Mendoza, too. He kind of makes that defensive unit go.
All right, the 4th down play. Cannon Gibson looking, now in trouble, escapes the rush. He's going to shuffle this into the end zone for a touchdown in the back to Tyler Sweet. Stampede, baby.
What a beautiful throw. Pitch and catch that time. And again, credit to freshman Cannon Gibson because he was able to elude a tackle, rolls out to the near side, and then a defensive player has to make a decision. Do I stay in the back of the end zone or do I come up? Because it looked like he had a free lane to run. And you can watch on the replay here. I mean, basically, here he eludes this tackle, which is key, and now he can even make that decision. Do I run? And so he stays behind the line and finds that open receiver.
That was a sweet touchdown there for the Buffaloes to get things started. The first touchdown of the season. We'll have an extra point here from Preston Gregg. And the kick is up, and it is good. West Texas A&M, first time they get the football, march down the field, and the Buffs score the touchdown on a 4th and goal play. It's WT 7, Adams State nothing. We're back after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Know that egg producers don't quit at 5 p.m. We don't quit until the job's done either. Bankers' hours don't apply at First United Bank because we believe egg lending isn't a 9-to-5 job. While you're out working the fields or managing the herd, we're making sure your money is working too. Whether it's for livestock, land, or equipment, we're one of the most dominant egg lenders in the state and have been burning the midnight oil since 1907. First United Bank. We know ag lending. We know ag.
What an opening drive for the Buffaloes to start their home opener here against Adams State. A 10-play, 68-yard drive on First United Bank Field. And it's Cannon Gibson who, very elusive, got away from pressure and threw a 3-yard pass to Tyler Sweet. The extra point is good. Buffaloes on their opening drive look solid as they lead this one 7-0.
They did a really nice job, getting the the stop that they needed defensively. And then, Bryce, it was really neat to see just the improvisation there.
Yeah.
Improvisation from Cannon Gibson.
Yeah. Well, again, I think we talked in the pregame show about how he earned, in essence, that Built Ford Tough Player of the Year. A lot of that was improvisation when he was a high school quarterback for his dad, and so he had that freedom to move around. And so, again, as we talked about, we don't need Tom Brady. We don't need, anybody, Patrick Mahomes. We just need the player to play within themselves, and that's exactly what Cannon looked like he did.
Yeah, fitting name for a quarterback, obviously,
yeah.
with Cannon Gibson.
One of the things we talked about, and I think last week, again, a lot of nervous energy. He was throwing it pretty hard. In other words, good fastballs in there. And so you want a touch pass. He had 2 touch passes in the red zone here to make that drive complete.
Kickoff will go over the head of the return man for Adams State. No chance for Ellis Santana. And so Adams State comes back on the field. Connor Underhill, the freshman quarterback. And for Adams State, offensively, we talked about the Buffs and where they were picked in their conference. Adams State was picked 9th in the preseason poll, just one team behind them at Fort Lewis. But obviously that's a tough conference. You got Colorado Mines at the top.
Yeah, again, that is a very tough conference with Pueblo, Colorado Mines. And so, there's a lot of schools, Shattering State, that really make that tough.
See what the Grizzlies do here on their second possession of the ball game. 6:43 to play in the first quarter. Buffs leading by a touchdown. And it's a fake to the running back, but it did not fake out the Buffalo's defensive back there. That's Freddie Simmons who comes up. That's exactly what you want to see your safety do. Read the play the right way, come up, make a good tackle.
Well, again, we've got some guys that have played before for the Buffs, obviously, Preston Stazuski. And then, of course, we had Ty Dillon, but he's being subbed in by Kendall Brewer tonight. But, again, Freddie Simmons, 6'3", 210-pound junior, read that perfectly, was not faked out by the quarterback, stayed with his man. That was his assignment, and he was able to stop him for no gain. In fact, a 2-yard loss.
So second and long here for the Grizzlies. Running back in is Bodie. Underhill in trouble. And that's a good catch on the far sideline. Hauling that one in is number 3, Tracy Reynolds. They have some big receivers. Tracy 6'5", 210 pounds, a transfer from Idaho State. Kevin Johnson 6'2". So they like the receivers, feel like they're pretty athletic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, with this type of offense where you are trying to mix and match as much as you can the run and pass, big receivers, usually in D2, they're going to be so much taller than their defensive counterparts, and so you want to take advantage of that.
This is a run. It's a big hole that opens up. Watch out. Bodie in the free, deep down into Buffalo territory before he's tracked down from behind. So that was a nice run, the biggest play of the first quarter here for Adams State. And a nice job by that offensive line.
Well, again, both safeties kind of split to the outside, so there was a big open gap up the middle. Once he got to the second tier, he was able to take off, try to use his speed. And, again, they took him to the sideline because I think he ran out of gas more than anything else. Good pursuit by the Buffaloes to at least come up and make a stop.
So inside the red zone for the first time tonight, Adams State knocking on the door. They're going to bring in a backup running back as this is, looks like number 21, Rashid Rankin.
And that's great pressure defensively up front for the Buffaloes as they forced that errant pass. There was nobody in the passing lane that time. And I think coming up, I was trying to double check if that was Isaac Super that came up, the defensive end, who just came up and kind of jumped up in the air and made that pass be errant.
So Rankin is the running back, and Rankin is a big, big running back. He's listed at 6'2", 235 pounds. He'll set to the left of Underhill. Second down and 10 here for Adams State. Inside the 20-yard line, it's a handoff to the running back Rankin, waiting patiently for a hole to open, and a pretty good one did, close down to the 10-yard line.
Again, coming down to make that stop for the Buffaloes is Goo as he kind of slides off a tackle or slides down the line and is able to grab up the running back and stop him for really only about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
So we saw Adams State tighten up defensively once the Buffs got inside the 10-yard line. Can WT do the same thing? Adams State can still pick up a first down at the 6-yard line. So big third down play here for the Grizzlies. Underhill takes his drop, hit as he throws, and incomplete. That one was close, and give credit to the Buffs for getting pressure right in the quarterback's face.
Yeah, again, good pressure from the front three. Talked about it last week. They didn't look as, I don't know, they weren't putting as much pressure, it seemed, at the time on Western Colorado. But today, they kind of have things figured out a little bit. Good push up front that allows the linebackers to fly around.
So they're going to try a field goal here, a short one for Adams State. This one will be a 29-yard attempt for the kicker/punter for the Grizzlies, Zachary Servillis. The hold from number 10, Alex Reed, and the kick is up, and it's no good.
No good.
And actually, I'm going to get, it's a different jersey on the kicker from what we had listed on the depth chart. It's number 49, Bryce Graham, a freshman. So maybe a change in the kicking duties, and that may have cost the Grizzlies their 3 points.
Well, again, nice job by the Buffalo defense to make the stop, force the kick, because in the kicking game, as we are well aware, you never know what's going to happen. So the Buffalo's able to get a nice stop, and so they'll get the ball offensively.
Good start here for WT. Let's mention that offensive line because they did a really nice job on the first drive. Number 59, Matthew Ames, a junior. At the left tackle spot, Joe Taasi there from Melbourne, Australia, 300-pound junior, spent a year at Louisiana Tech. Frankie McFadden, the center, comes over from Nebraska Kearney, and then Patrick Gray and Jax Andrews for West Texas A&M. On the first down play, flags fly.
Wow, flags are flying everywhere. So procedure penalty against the Buffs. They're trying to pull both the left tackle and the guard to go. Yeah, they're both trying to pull the left tackle and the left guard to go around that time. And so that's where that penalty came. Matthew Ames is the left tackle. They're just trying to get a step. They're obviously going to run to the right side that time and just went just a little too early.
Three receivers out to the left for the Buffaloes. Hand off to run TMG over the right side, and he has a nice gain, picks up good yardage.
I think the Buffaloes are confident in the run game right now because they went right back to the same play. They got the penalty on, ran it around to the right side, and so they saw an opening, and they were able to pick up about 2 yards on that carry.
Second down and long coming up here for the Buffs. Shaquille Brown. Shaq is the tight end over on the far side. And they stay on the ground. The carry over the right side, running hard and picking up a few yards up to the 25 was McCoy Gay.
So that makes it manageable. 3rd and about 5. They got to get to the 30 in order to pick up the first down. And so 3rd and 5. And, again, this gives you a couple of options whether you want to run or go with a short pass.
Torrey Simmons in at receiver for the Buffs on 3rd down. They're going down the far sideline and just a little too far for the Buffs receiver to haul that one in. Incomplete, and it's going to set up 4th down.
Well, I know the fans are probably asking for a flag because there was some contact with the receiver on the far sideline. But, again, it was after really the ball got there, so it wasn't before the ball came over. And so from that standpoint, that's why the official didn't call interference.
All right, we'll see the Buffs punt unit for the first time, which will be Seth Ford and Bryce. I mean, not that you want your punting statistics to stand out too much, but it's a huge part of the special teams game, and he had a really nice performance last week, 47-yard punt average for a former quarterback in Seth Ford.
Well, and the thing about it, too, is he gets good high kicks. Before they start that, there's a timeout taken by Adams State.
All right, we'll take a timeout, come back. The Buffs on top 7-0 early here from Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium. Back after this.
We live where wide open roads lead to wide open spaces, where life is lived a different kind of way. We believe that generosity should always be given, but loyalty can only be earned. Community is sacred. Integrity is learned. We believe in going the extra mile, whether it's time to work or it's time to play. But most important, we believe in doing the right thing, always.
I'm celebrating my 40th year in business this year. That's longer than any other GM dealer in the Texas Panhandle. At Greg Lair Buick GMC, my selling points remain the same. Our non-commissioned sales staff and my free lifetime powertrain warranty give you complete peace of mind. If that's not enough, now I'll give you $2,000 best price guarantee, and I'll still give you a free lifetime warranty. Why go anywhere else? I'm Greg Lair, and I personally guarantee you this will be the best buying experience you've ever had.
Welcome back to Bain Schaefer Stadium, First United Bank Field. The Buffaloes lead 7-0 with 2:42 left to play here in the first quarter. Nice stop by the Buffs defensively. They got the ball back, but unfortunately it's going to be 3 and out for the Buffs. Timeout taken by Adams State. Obviously the coaching staff didn't either have the right personnel out there for the punt team or didn't have enough personnel out there.
Oh, and this is a big play coming up here. If you're Adams State, your defense does a good job, kind of gets the stop that you need. But right now, Bryce, Adams State offensively just has not been able to have anything consistent to try to get that punch back after WT takes the 7-0 lead.
Well, again, when you have a nice win like they did last week against Lincoln, of course they had it at home. And again, home crowds make such a big difference. Sometimes it's just tough to get the adrenaline going and get in sync offensively, and that's what they're looking to do here.
Talking about head coach Jarrell Harrison, who we saw down there talking to his team. Overall 4-19 record, third season. Spent 5 years as an assistant coach with Adams State. You go back to his playing days, he was an all Big 12 safety for Missouri.
Yeah, and high punt doesn't go quite as far. Needs to take a Buffalo bounce. Stopped at the 40.
That was dangerous there. Some Adams State players close to touching that football, but they'll have great field position as the Grizzlies will take over from the 40-yard line for Connor Underhill. What are you seeing so far, Bryce, from the quarterback for the Grizzlies?
Well, again, he's under pressure, and so credit the Buffalo front three. They're able to get to him quickly and try to put pressure on him. In fact, the Buffs have kind of switched out. They're going with a four-man front. One of the linebackers steps up, and it's like a down lineman. They move the defensive end out a little further so they can get a rush on the quarterback. So that's kind of keeping him from being able to flow out and see what he can do as far as getting outside the pocket.
Grizzlies have 72 rushing yards, but only 12 passing yards so far in the game. They'll stay on the ground and go over the right side. Only a 2-yard pickup there for running back. Again, number 21, third running back we've seen tonight for the Grizzlies, Rashid Rankin.
What's interesting is that the Buffaloes have moved number 40 up to the defensive line. That's Miles Cannon. And so, again, he's like a defensive end, but then they move the defensive end out a little further. And so that's why now they switch back to the three-man front. So obviously causing a little confusion as well for the quarterback.
This time they're going to try to throw. Quarterback's in trouble, scrambling around, making some good plays with his legs. Is Underhill. Good play as he stopped maybe a half yard short of the first down. Looked like he was in trouble and was going to take a huge loss. Instead, it's a big gain.
Leo Covington, Jimmy Harrison come up from their linebacker spot to make the hit. But again, they had him lassoed in. They just couldn't wrap him up. He was, again, he is a quarterback. The freshman quarterback has good legs, and so he utilizes them to get out of tough situations.
All right, third and short. A lot of different things Adams State can do here. They've got three receivers to the far side, and again, the big running back, Rashid Rankin, is on the field. Play clock running down. It's only got 5 seconds. Rankin straight ahead, hit hard. Rankin reaches the ball out.
And they're going to give him the mark on that one. The far side official, near side official did not. He stayed right at midfield at the 50, but the far side official saw him stretch the ball over before he went down. And so he gave him the 49 of Buff territory.
I'll tell you what, that was a collision there with he and Jimmy Harrison, the linebacker for the Buffaloes.
It was a good read by Jimmy as he knew where he was going. He filled the hole quickly, made that hit. But again, credit the running back for reaching across for the first down.
Big first down for the Grizzlies. The drive continues as they trail the Buffs by a touchdown. They stay on the ground, Rankin straight ahead, and now this Grizzly offensive line, they're starting to settle in and move some bodies. That was a 5-6 yard pickup on first down for Rankin.
Josh Bear comes up from his linebacker spot, makes the stop. He slid down the line, read where he was going, wrapped him up from behind. But again, a nice push to pick up 4. So again, nice move. Plays being whistled in from the far sideline. And so the quarterback Connor Underhill gets set and ready to go. He's in the shotgun. And so one lone running back to his left.
And Rankin is stuffed after only a yard or two. It's going to set up again a manageable third down here for Adams State.
I think the way that Connor Underhill plays that allows you the opportunity.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Allows you the opportunity to do some different things on these third downs.
All right, after one quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
7-0 Buffaloes with the lead. We're back with more football from Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium after this timeout.
Headquarters and get helped, get fitted, and get your questions answered, and find out about our price matching online today.
Jenkins Doors and Windows began serving the Texas Panhandle in 1927, and we take pride in being a part of your neighborhood. We don't use false promises or gimmicks. We simply offer quality doors and windows at a fair price, and we stand behind every sale. Jenkins is family owned and operated, and proudly continues the traditions of quality and excellence that started over 80 years ago. Call us at 372-4336 or stop by our showroom at 820 West 6th and let our knowledgeable staff help you pick out the perfect doors and windows for your home.
On the screen as they have renamed the field First United Bank Stadium, and the Bains along with Gary Henders out there as well, representatives of First United Bank. And so again, so they get the recognition for the change here to First United Bank Field.
Yeah, that's right. Bryce, the stats from the first quarter: total yards for Adams State 101. They're starting to rack up some yards, but still the most important numbers, it's Buff 7-0 leading on the scoreboard. Adams State, you got to be impressed with their ground game, 89 rushing yards.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing they've really had going for them tonight. And so again, when you look at this 3rd and 4, you kind of anticipate it won't be through the air because they really haven't had much there tonight so far. Buffs, again, fairly decent, 45 rushing yards, 33 through the air. So they kind of mixed it up. They just haven't been explosive as of yet, other than that first drive when they scored the 7.
So it's 3rd down and 4 coming up for Adams State. As we get ready to start the second quarter, there's some of the Buff fans enjoying this one. It's a little windier tonight than what we expected, but
yeah,
good temperatures.
Not as sultry as it was earlier in the week.
That's right. We're going to get an extreme change next week as it's going to be in the 60s. Here's a handoff.
Oh, great open field tackle.
It was a great tackle from Harrison. It came up, and again, we talked about these linebackers kind of being a strength of the team, and there's number 44, the senior from Hobbs, New Mexico, Jimmy Harrison.
You know, and Jimmy likes it, obviously, for his family, closer here than he was in Nebraska Kearney, and so for them to come and watch games. And so, again, just a great read that time. He slid around a block and then just reached out the open hand and tripped up the running back.
Well, you talk about what kind of player he was, Bryce. Everybody knows how good the MIAA is, and he was honorable mention player last year. 117 tackles, 10 for loss, 3 sacks, and an interception. That was with Nebraska Kearney. Now he's wearing the maroon and white for the Buffaloes. Here's Underhill looking to throw. A lot of contact there, but the pass sails out of bounds. And the Buffs had pretty good coverage down the field. Give credit there to number 20 in coverage, Charles Henderson.
Well, Tracy Reynolds tried to buy the flag. He looked right at the umpire, but he really ran into the defender that time, and that's why the sideline judge did not pull out a flag, because, again, he ran into him. I can see, of course, across the way.
Yeah.
The head coach
Harrison's not happy.
He's not happy about it because of all the contact. But, again, it was instigated by Reynolds as opposed to being interfered with, and so that's why the official did not pull the flag.
And the Buffs get that huge stop. That was 4th down for the Grizzlies, so WT takes over. Excellent field position here for Cannon Gibson and the WT offense. Little trickery. They get it back to Tyree Tipton, trying to get the edge, and instead he gets a piece of the defensive back, Daniel Mendoza. They may not run that play again.
I don't want to run to Daniel's side because, again, he's the engine that makes this unit go defensively. And so, again, it was a good play call, a little misdirection, but nevertheless, Mendoza read it perfectly and throws him back for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of big hits from number 22, the senior out of California. Last week, 8 tackles and a sack, a couple of pass breakups. Second down and 12. This time, the handoff to Smallwood, his first carry tonight, Isaiah Smallwood.
It does a nice job, picks up 9 on that one, got back the 2 they lost, and then picked up 7 more, so that makes it third and manageable, third and about 6.
Isaiah, sophomore out of Austin, played for a couple of seasons for the Buffaloes, redshirted last year, 388 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. He's in right now. Third down and short for WT. Adams State showing some pressure. Gibson will throw and incomplete. Man, that was tight coverage, and now there's going to be a flag. If this goes against Adams State, Coach Harrison is going to lose it.
Well, he already is. He's out on the field about 5 yards. He thought it was a great defensive play. The officials are talking about it. What really was, it was a back shoulder throw, so the receiver stops and tries to go back. There was contact.
Pass interference, defense, number 24. The penalty will be enforced at the spot of the foul.
And I think
automatic first down.
What Coach Harrison is saying to the official over there, Bryce, well, the PG version probably is, guys, there's been the same calls.
That didn't go on this side.
Yeah.
And that's why he's so upset, because they didn't get the call on this side. Again, the difference was his receiver, Reynolds, engaged the contact, where in this one, our receiver was able to fall away from it.
All right, the Buffs go with a jet sweep play here. Tipton, this time it does work. Falls into the arms of Daniel Mendoza at the end of what is a first down run for Tyree Tipton. So they tried the left side, it didn't work. They tried the right side, and it does. And I think you have to get Tyree Tipton the ball no matter how you can because he's so fast.
Yeah, you want to utilize the speed, absolutely. And again, Mendoza was the one that came all the way across to make that stop. And so, again, it worked to the Buffs' advantage.
Smallwood still the running back in here for the Buffs. Leading by a touchdown. Gibson shuffles it to Smallwood, makes a man miss, and picks up a nice chunk there, almost 10 yards on that play. I like what I'm seeing from Cannon Gibson.
So you think he's watched too many films on Patrick Mahomes? He could have just kept going and running with the football, but he saw Isaiah up ahead, so he just kind of laterals it forward, and then he's able to pick up another couple of yards to make it second and short.
Well, and he's playing smart. You mentioned it last week, Bryce, that a lot of his throws were just too hard.
Yes.
And we've seen a lot of different plays. He's thrown some hard passes down the field, but also some touch plays, including his touchdown. It's second down and short for the Buffs, second quarter, leading by 7. Smallwood trying to get a first down, and he will, I believe, across the left side.
Yeah, credit the left side of the line that time, too, because it was read perfectly by Adams State, but against Isaiah sidesteps one tackle and then kind of falls forward to pick up the first down.
Tackle for the Grizzlies made by number 51, Devin Fury, 6'1", 285-pound freshman. So the Grizzlies mentioned several players tonight that are young players on this roster.
Again, and same thing. I think Coach Harrison trying to get the players he wants, and so, again, it's going to be a young squad, and they're getting a lot of valuable game experience.
Buffs have Ryan Cosper in at tight end. They're going to fake it to the running back throw. Catch made by Tipton at the 5 is going to be slung out of bounds by Mendoza, but a nice play for the Buffaloes. And a lot of this drive, getting the ball in the hands of that man right there, number 0, Tyree Tipton.
So the thing about, too, Noah Bagardis is out there, but they've kind of he's more of a decoy right now. Of course, Noah, one of those players to watch this season going into the Lone Star Conference. And so, again, I think they're using him more as a decoy at the moment.
He's at the far side there, the split out, as Gibson's in the gun. They hand it to Smallwood. Smallwood trying to push the pile forward. It stopped at the 2-yard line. Good physical play there at the line.
And again, just following the left side of the line, trying to kind of get a good push. Just wasn't there, but it was enough to pick up a first down. So they only needed 2, and they got it. So first and goal to go for the Buffs.
And Bryce, for the first time in about 7 or 8 years, we will not be saying Jordan Johnson's name as we are on the 2-yard line.
I wish we were, though. He's so fun.
We may have former Buffalo player that had an outstanding career. We may have to try to get Jordan up in the booth with us.
That'd be awesome.
Here's Gibson. snap was off the mark, but he was still able to grab it one hand. He's scrambling around and just has to throw it out of
away.
bounds.
Yeah, that's smart. First down again, pressure on you. The snap was way wide to his left, so he thankfully used his left hand to grab it and pull it in, then trying to recover to roll to his right. There just wasn't anything there, too much pressure. He throws it away. Smart play. Buffs, again, 122 yards here so far compared to 101. That's how we ended the quarter.
You're hoping you can punch it in right now if you're West Texas A&M.
I should say Adams State had 101 as we ended the quarter.
Torrey Simmons comes in motion. They fake it to him, hand it to Smallwood, and again, he's stopped, and Bryce shooting through in the back. It's number 22, Daniel Mendoza.
He's the guy that makes it happen, and again, he's on that right side. As we look at it from the Buffs offense, he's on the left side of the line. He's on the right side. He's a right linebacker, but again, he
has a nose for the ball.
He does. He just reads kind of, again, he reminds us of our own JT, the way he plays. And so, again, he knows where to go, where the ball's going.
Third down and goal. And they try Smallwood jumping over the pile. Penalty marker thrown at the line of scrimmage, and the head linesman says he did not get over.
Well, and that's what I was looking to see, because of that second effort, it looked like he got the ball over, but apparently not.
And now the question is, what is this penalty?
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. Also, just keep in mind, there is a couple of uses each team for instant replay this year.
You're right.
So if you question it,
offside, defense number 18.
We won't question
penalty being forced, half the distance to the goal. It's still third down.
So you try something again here. Adams State seems to really have this run figured out. Do you try to roll Cannon Gibson out?
Well, again, that's been where he's been most effective, is he's out of the pocket rolling right or rolling left. And so, again, utilize his speed and his ability to make good decisions. And so I think that's probably what they'll do. But, you never know. Got a new running back.
McCoy Gay's in. They fake it to the running back. Gibson keeps it, and I think Cannon got in. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
Nice job as he fakes it and then just takes it off again the left side of the line and is able to get in for the score.
The pride of Wink, Texas right here, Bryce. You got to be tough if you're going to be a quarterback in college football, and that's exactly what he did right there. The only unfortunate thing after the touchdown, the Buffs have an injured offensive lineman that's down on the field.
And I think hopefully it's just got the air knocked out of him a little bit, but we'll wait and see. Again, for a lot of reasons, obviously you don't want to see anybody hurt, but the other side of that too is, again, this offensive line so much better from week 2 to where they were week 1. They seem to be gelling very, very, very well.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Bryce. We'll still wait and have an extra point here, but quickly, offensive line, what are some things technically that you're seeing a little bit different?
Well, I think the thing is they're meshing as a unit more than anything else, and what that means basically is for the last 3 runs, just this last side, they've wanted to go behind the left side of the line, and so again, they're looking on the strength of their left tackle and their left guard, Matthew Ames and Joe Teise. And so they're using those two to kind of move forward, move the pile, and so they're trying to get down there behind them and use them. Again, credit the center, too, because that's just a good movement as we see.
Okay, this is good that the young man down there is up. It was number 54, Frankie McFadden, the center.
Okay, I was just going to say, Frankie has really done a nice job, and he is that guy underneath that is kind of trying to push as well. And so thankfully he'll slowly walk over and hopefully just need to get a Gatorade and maybe some oxygen and relax for a moment.
So they'll have to come back and get this extra point attempt. The Buffs will. Right now, leading 13-0. And again, in pregame, Bryce, one of our keys, looking for a new commander.
Right.
And
it's still early.
It is still early, but you like what you've seen?
I like what I've seen in the first half of the Cannon, as he is able to really maneuver. And again, that's a tough play right there. You're not afraid to take it right up the middle.
You know you're going to get hit hard.
Yeah, you know you're going to get hit, and so that did not intimidate him whatsoever. So he took it right up the middle behind his center and left guard and got in the end zone.
in for McFadden for the Buffaloes. Here to snap this ball is number 50, Alex Taylor. Well, he's the long snapper here for the Buffs. So extra point coming from Preston Gregg, and the kick is up, and it is good. West Texas A&M adds another touchdown. It's 14-0 Buffs here in the first half. We'll take a timeout, come back with more action on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Well, welcome back to First United Bank Field, Bain Schaefer Stadium. The Buffaloes go on a 10-play drive, covers 57 yards. Cannon Gibson, Cannon takes it in from a yard out. The extra point is good. Buffs lead this one 14-0, 8:38 left to play in the first half.
All right, some scores from around the Lone Star Conference. Bryce, Eastern New Mexico beats Sul Ross State 51-12. Western Colorado 35-27 over UTPB. Here's the kick return for the Grizzlies. And the Buffs do a good job. That was the linebacker coming up for the Buffaloes to make that stop, Jimmy Harrison.
How important are special teams when your middle linebacker's out there on special teams? And so just one of many. I'm not just singling him out, but I mean, shows you how important special teams play are. Go back to that Eastern score you just talked about. It's kind of interesting. Sul Ross State.
Yep.
They will be coming into the conference here down the road, and so again, just another team that will be making its way into the Lone Star Conference.
All right. Adams State offense on the field again here. Trying to get some points on the board. It's a handoff to the freshman running back who gets the edge.
Oh!
And nearly broke that one free. That was Jordan Neesett there.
His momentum just carried him out of bounds. He had a wide open lane, but he made one little shimmy to get to the outside, and when he did that, his momentum pushed him out of bounds. He was going so fast.
You know, and Bryce, the running back, just a freshman, 5'10", 175. That's not very big, but you can see why he's on the field.
Yeah, no, absolutely good speed, able to turn the corner, get up the field.
First down for Adams State. And this will be a play change. Quarterback Underhill comes up, talks to his offensive line. Trying to go down the field, and this time there will be a flag that's thrown. He was trying to go to Kevin Johnson down the sideline, and that time they caught the Buffs.
Yeah,
Lefford Calder.
Lefford that time was with him step for step, but just got in the body a little bit too much.
Defense, number 37, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's why they're calling the pass interference, just because he got in too much that time and forced him really out of bounds, so he couldn't come up with a pass. Josh Lynn's asking, "Are we sure?" But again, that's one of those you got to kind of call because it's pretty obvious.
LaFord Calder Jr., a freshman, true freshman, Bryce, from Bushland, just down the road. First down play. Kyle pushes forward just a little bit. 2-yard pickup for the freshman running back before he's cleaned up. One of the players shooting through. That time it was number 39 for West Texas A&M, Andrew Lauritsen, one of the defensive ends.
And we've shuttled in a lot of different players, too, so we're using the ones and twos. And, again, when you talk about the two deep, you're using ones and twos off of both of those, getting good game reps, but, again, keeping everybody fairly fresh.
Second down and long play. Neeson still the tailback end for the Grizzlies. They're going to pass, though. A strike thrown on the outside, catch made for Kentrell Petit, senior out of Las Vegas. Last week, 5 catches, 44 yards and a touchdown. you know, these talented receivers, Bryce, are just begging for the football. In the first quarter, it was the running game that got going, but not the passing game.
And now they're trying to get in rhythm. Of course, they've got the wind at their back. It does make a bit of a difference. And so, again, nice open field tackle for Charles Henderson that time from his right corner position.
This is 3rd and short. I thought the receiver was closer to the first down marker, but 3rd and short.
He got pushed back by Henderson. I think it was where he pushed him back is where they marked the spot. Here's a blitz.
And tough running may have gotten Jordan Neesant to that first down marker.
Yeah, that's exactly. They're going to give him the spot. But, again, a linebacker blitz came in that time, filled a hole where the running back wanted to go, and so he had to alter his path and was able just to fall forward enough to pick up the first down.
What do you think about these gray jerseys, Bryce?
Different. Definitely different.
The grays.
If everything continues the way they're going right now, then we need to wear them often.
That's right. As broadcasters, we're not superstitious at all, right? Socks or...
Yes.
All right, first down play here for the Grizzlies. It's a screen pass.
And
and it's intercepted, Bryce, if they're going to give it to the defense, which they should. I think it's Braylon Sugg.
It is.
That picked it off, the big man.
Well, again, the Buffs came in and took came in with a push. And so, yeah, perfect screen passes. You watch right here. Here's the push defensively. 4 guys there. But Suggs playing back.
Yeah, Underhill threw it over the running back,
They
too.
had to get it up over them because they were coming in, and Suggs able to pull that one in. And just good defensive mindset to see where he needed to go to fill that hole.
So another big play for the Buffaloes. The interception from Braylon Suggs, sophomore linebacker from Austin, Texas. Played his high school ball for the Hutto Hippos.
Yeah, been through Hutto a few times.
On first down, Cannon Gibson going to keep it. Slides, is hit hard at the end of that play, picks up about 3 yards.
Again, nice decision, though, that time for Cannon. He wants to go to the right. He looks to the right. He sees his receivers covered up, so he just tucks it, rolls to the left.
Okay, some tempo here from the Buffs offense. Offensive play call. We're going to go up the middle. That's about a 3-yard pickup there for WT.
I think we do have a backup center in there right now. I think David Williams is in there as the center.
For McFadden, you're right.
Yeah.
Official comes in. Adams State wanted a timeout. They wanted to talk things over. We'll step aside as well. Timeout.
Timeout.
Taken.
Adams State. 30-second timeout.
Back in 30 seconds, Buffs lead by 2 touchdowns. Here from Canyon.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
Well, Jarrell Henderson saw something defensively he didn't like, had to use his second timeout here in the quarter. 4:55 left to play in the half. Buffs lead at 14-0. Buffalo's 130 yards total here in this first half, 124 for Adams State. But again, the Buffs able to get this as they're trying to punch it over into Adams State territory after a Suggs interception on 3rd down.
Multiple receivers in for West Texas A&M. Gibson going down the field, has a man down there. It was Bogardus. Excellent coverage, though, by Ahmad Bernard, so it's incomplete. And for West Texas A&M, like that they took the shot there, but it's going to be a punting situation here for Seth Ford and the Buffalo special teams.
They'll cue me. This is how I hear them.
Back to receive this punt will be number 36, Ellis Santana. Last week had a 67-yard kick return, so he's got some wheels. Ford's punt going to be angled over toward the sideline and go out of bounds around the 20-yard line.
All right, so we do have an injury update on starting center for the Buffaloes.
McFadden.
Frankie McFadden. Kent Johnson's down on the sideline. Kent, what do you know?
Well, the sophomore from Parker, Colorado, strained a knee ligament. They say it's not torn, but I don't think we're going to see him come back this afternoon. So we're going to go to the depth chart, Bryce. Let's go back upstairs.
All right. Well, again, the good thing about that is we've got David Williams, who's come in and done a nice job. And so that's made a difference.
Williams, a freshman out of DeSoto, and right now waiting for the Buffs to come back on the field. Our score 14-0, West Texas A&M. Yardage is nearly identical, 130 for West Texas A&M, 124 for Adams State. But the biggest difference, Bryce,
timeout on the field
is just these
media timeout.
The touchdowns for West Texas A&M. Obviously, capitalizing. Adams State got in the red zone once.
Right.
Tried the field goal, and it didn't work.
No, they did. They got inside the 20, and so they were able to, I guess they didn't really get the movement they wanted, and so with that, they had to settle for a field goal attempt, and it was wide going into the wind. And so Buff's able to come away with 2 scores here in the first half so far. And again, Cannon Gibson's been a big difference. 3-yard pass to Tyler Sweet, and then, of course, taking it in from 1 yard out. That's the difference in this ball game. Go back to exactly what we talked about. Cannon Gibson looked a little shaken last week. Again, he didn't start the ball game. He came in relief, and I just don't feel he felt like he ever felt comfortable. Weeks practice makes a difference. If you're the number one guy and you're out with the number one unit the whole time, kind of getting comfortable, get in sync, and everybody feels like it's going in the right direction. And obviously, so far here in the first half, it has.
And we're talking a lot about the Buffs looking much smoother, looking more in sync.
Yeah.
Last week, Bryce, did almost have the feel of like an NFL preseason game.
No, that's a great analogy because it really did. It felt like, and again, keep in mind, Western Colorado, the highest stadium in the U.S., 7,800 feet. So, again, you're going to get tired. You're going to get winded. And even though we're at 3,300 feet, it's still an adjustment. And so I think
there were a lot of new players, though.
And so many new players. I think that was the big thing is you were trying to just find that synchronicity. You're trying to find that rhythm. And they couldn't do it last week, but they got a game experience in. And I go back, you're exactly right. It felt like a preseason game, just trying to work some of the kinks out. And they've done that this week, and they look much better this week so far.
All right, Adams State comes back onto the field with 4:42 to play before halftime. Running back will be Jordan Neeson. They like what they had with him on that last series.
And with good reason.
Underhill takes his drop. Now he's going to run to the right. Throws back across his body, and it's a good play. He found an open receiver in the middle of the field for a first down close to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, his tight end that time was there, kind of the relief valve.
Noel Moreno, a big target, 6'3", 240-pounder from El Paso. And I think for Connor Underhill, he's similar to Gibson.
Yeah.
On the run, pretty good.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
Good athlete, 6'1", 200-pounder out of San Diego, California. He is now 5 of 10 passing. Sets in the pocket. Nobody's open, so now he'll scramble, being chased from behind and taken down. What a nice play defensively for WT from Josh Baird.
Yeah, Baird, just a nice read. He was on the far side, so he came from behind. And really, Underhill never heard him coming. And so he just uses his closing speed to get in there and take the quarterback down for a loss.
You can see the flowing locks, Bryce.
Yeah, exact blonde locks. Exactly.
The senior from Hobbs, New Mexico.
Yes, he looks like Matthews from the Green Bay Packers. That's exactly what he looks like.
So big loss on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 16. And I would say so far, another thing we talked about in pregame, Buffs are doing a good job of it, they're feeding off the crowd.
No, they really are. And again, it's different playing here.
All right. This is going to be a big pass play down the field, but Underhill overthrows his intended receiver who had a step or two on the Buff secondary, Aaron Johnson.
Yeah, credit Johnson. He got around the secondary that time, so had Underhill had the right touch on the pass, then that would have been a completion. But unfortunately, just a little bit too much mustard on the pass, and it sailed over his head.
And, Bryce, this is something to talk about a little bit. This quarterback that started last week, Markel Grayson, not able to play. He was injured last week. We saw him in warm-ups just in street clothes and a jersey.
Right, he was the captain that came out, but he could not play.
3rd down and long for Connor Underhill. Throws it inside. The screen dropped. And it loose on the turf. And the officials come in and blow it dead. It was intended for number 11, Kentrell Petit. I don't know if it's going anywhere, even if he holds on to the football.
No, it's not. He was already wrapped up, so he was going to be well short of the 1st down. But the thing is, what you appreciate with the Buffs defense is go until you hear the whistle. From their standpoint, they could have looked at it as a fumble, tried to pick it up and go the other way.
On to punt, it will be Zachary Servillas. So we mentioned when they tried the field goal and they missed it, it was not Servillas that came on and attempted the field goal. He is going to punt, though. Last week did both of those duties for Adams State. Averages 46 yards a punt.
Well, that's a booming kick.
Sends Tyler Sweet all the way back to the 3-yard line where he's going to take it, try to make something out of nothing, makes one man miss, and then is tracked down. Good job by the special teams. In on that tackle was number 31, Miguel Rubio for Adams State. Now the Buffs got to go a long ways.
But again, Tyler, that was such a good punt. As you mentioned, he fielded it at the 3.
Yeah.
A little elusiveness. He was able to at least get it out to the 15, kind of get away from the end zone, give your quarterback a little bit of room to operate.
It's a good sign here, Bryce. We're going to see number actually, okay, I thought it was 54. At 57, David Williams will remain the center.
Yeah, I think Kent said that it didn't look like he was going to come back.
Not going to be able to come back.
Yeah, for this game. They're just being cautious.
So the Buffs work with Travian McCoy-Gay at the running back spot. They swing it out to Travian. He's cut down hard at the end of what is a nice catch and run after the catch up to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, 6 yards in that reception. And, again, spread it out. They're going to the perimeters. They're not staying up the middle. They're going to the sidelines.
Gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. Movement, and a flag is thrown. Buffs had a false start. And I was just thinking in my head, I promise I didn't say it, but I was thinking the Buffs have not had many negative plays, Bryce.
Well, and I'm just curious why the penalty was called. Nobody was really set yet. And maybe that's what the head linesman is saying. Nobody was set.
False start. Okay. Offense number 33.
It was
5-yard penalty.
They said
still
Travian,
2nd down.
McCoy-Gay shifted, moved up, and then didn't get set when the ball was snapped, I guess.
But nobody was really set. That's what I mean. I mean, the linemen were just dropping into their stance, and so I think that was just a quick flag. But, again, I'm not out there. They are. They see what they see, and so, again, that makes a big difference.
Umpires Randy Copeland, head line judge Cody Cox, your field judge Elliot Oib, line judge Marcus Jordan, side judge Jeffrey Nart, and back judge Ben Gresham, center judge Jack Squires. Those are your officials for tonight's game. Gibson going down the field, has a receiver down there, and it's off the hands, incomplete, intended for Tyler Sweet.
And Tyler, it was a good pass. It was just a little underthrown. Tyler had to slow up, try to come back to the ball, and that allowed the defender to come up and put some pressure on him. And so credit, again, the defensive back who came up on that one. That was Jaquari Godfrey, and he was able to close and kind of trip that one up. Had he not been able to, Sweet had two and a half steps on him and would have kept going. Not a bad time to throw that one.
It's one with wide receivers coach Cody Russell. They're going to go back and watch film, and he's going to say you got to come up and try to snag that ball out of the air. Gibson's running here, escapes pressure. He's at the 20, stays on his feet, and then doesn't. At the end of that run is just flattened there.
Let's see who they mark it, though. He might have got the first down.
You're right. He was very close to the first down marker, Bryce.
He's about a half yard short of the first. Nope, they're going to give it to him.
Well,
they gave it to him. They gave him the first down. I don't think Coach Harrison appreciates that. He wanted a measurement. The Buffs snap it quickly.
Gibson. 2 flags fly, and he just throws it out of bounds. He may still be shaking out the cobwebs.
Yeah, I think he might be because he really got rattled on that one. But I want to give the freshman credit from this standpoint, too. A lot of times they try to overthink it.
Personal foul. Illegal hand to the face. Defense, number 55. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Well, it wasn't a run because it was incomplete pass, so it'll go from the line of scrimmage.
I want to mention that last hit, Bryce, was number 15, had a uniform change, and Brent Seals got this text into us. Travian Denso is the safety that made that big hit wearing number 15 tonight. It was not what was originally on the roster for Adams State, but that was old school. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to give you an old school Steve Atwater play.
Yeah, I mean, he came from the middle of the field full speed. It just kind of launched at the quarterback.
I had to throw that in for the Colorado fans.
There
right?
you go. There you go.
Here's Gibson. He'll step up, throw, and dropped. And that is one that Travian McCoy-Gay has got to catch. His quarterback put it right in the mitts, and that would have been a big first down.
And took a hit on top of that, too. His quarterback took a hit after he would release the ball. And, again, you're right. That is one you got to take. Well, I was going to say about Gibson earlier, too. He's not trying to force anything. So if the play's broken down, throw it out of bounds, live to play another day. That's always smart. So right now, I'm a Gibson fan.
All right.
So
the Buff fans are as well with a 14-0 lead. Gibson will sling it outside. Catch made this time by Sims. Sweet, and he squeezes through Tyler Sweet. And he's got a first down with that last effort there. Kept his knees off the turf and picked up a big first down.
Another guy we expected to see, another wide receiver, is Chris Sims, but he's in street clothes today. That's why wearing number 5.
All right, the Buffs work quickly here. Throw to the outside. What a strike to Noah Bogardus. And he catches that one at the 40-yard line. Bryce, that is an impressive throw. That's from one hash mark all the way to the sideline.
It won't be much in the yardage category, but you add on an additional 20 because he had to throw it all the way across the field. That's where Cannon used the cannon to get it over there.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, Buffs. In Grizzly territory. Gibson going to step up, being chased, stays on his feet, spins again. He likes the spin move, and he keeps the play going and picks up 10 yards.
Well, and again, that run right there, that just ingrained him into the fanship of the fans that are here for this one.
Yeah.
They like that effort.
They see a cannon of an arm on the play before, and then tough running from the quarterback from Wink, Texas. Puts this one on the outside. The catch is made, and the official throws a late flag right in the middle of the field. I don't know if he saw a hold or something.
Well, either there's a hold offensively
okay,
or a late hit on the quarterback defensively. Let's see.
Helmet popped off of David Williams, the center.
Personal foul. Illegal hands in the face. Defense number 48. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Again, hands in the face.
That's
on
twice.
David Williams. And so you're right. The helmet got popped off. Normally you have to come out because of that when your helmet comes off. But because it was a defensive player that pushed your helmet off, then David should get to stay.
Yeah, Adams State, that's twice they've been called for that penalty.
That gets him inside the red zone and marks it at the 14-yard line.
Buffalo's looking to go up 3 scores. Travian McCoy-Gay starts over the left side. Good run to the 10-yard line.
Timeout taken by the Buffs with 32 seconds left to play here.
Timeout. West Texas A&M. Their first
trying to catch the
30-second timeout.
So far, I've got 4 for 23
4.
and that's not updated yet. So 4 for 23 for Adams State. The Buffs have 3 for 25, but it hasn't updated as of yet. So it'll be more yardage for that for Adams State.
For West Texas A&M, a solid half so far. If they're able to put even 3 points, you hope you get a touchdown, but even if it's just a field goal and the defense is playing the way they're playing, remember, WT gets the ball to start the third quarter.
Yeah, so far the Buffaloes, too, are 2 of 3 in red zone attempts, and they've only limited Adams State to 1 attempt. That was the field goal try that they weren't able to capitalize on. And so, again, just a nice effort both offensively and defensively for the Buffaloes here this evening. When you take a look, too, at the way, again, Kenneth Gibson, 9 of 14, 68 yards and a touchdown, has that quarterback rating of 128.
Out of the gun with Shaq Brown, the tight end, to the left. Gibson's looking right, though. Throws to the end zone, up for grabs, and it was in and out of the hands of Tyree Tipton. Tight coverage, but You know, the thing you like, Bryce, is even these incompletions, they're catchable
they're
balls.
On the mark. Well, I'll try to spit that out. They're right where they need to be. And so, again, I like the accuracy of the quarterback, and so that was one that should have been caught. Stops the clock with 25 seconds left to play here in the half. Buffs trying to get a score before the end of the half. Be awesome to go up 21-0.
It would be, and they can still pick up a first down. It's 3rd down and 7. Not much time left. Bogardus goes in motion. Gibson going to throw this one. Caught. Tipton is going to get into the end zone for a touchdown, but the referee behind the play
throws a flag.
Says, hold on,
fellas.
fellas.
That's a holding penalty.
Yikes.
Unfortunately, that's going to come back. And so, again, a nice read by Kenny Gibson. He was trying to go to Bogardus in the corner.
Holding. Offense number 63. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second down.
Caught Canyon Ives there, the freshman from Denison.
Yeah, and so, again, Cannon took a look at Noah Bogardus, but got so much pressure he had to go to his secondary target. And, again, coming across and pulling that one in, as you mentioned, was Tyree Tipton. And he got into the end zone, but there was some time there. So when there is that amount of time for the quarterback to look, sometimes you got to look to see if there's a hold in there.
When we get to halftime, we'll have Kent Johnson interviewing head coach Josh Lynn down on the sidelines, and also Corin Davis is going to visit with Adams State head coach Jarrell Harrison. Here's a throw across the middle. McCoy Gay breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, and is close down to the 6-yard line.
Stop the clock, yep. They call a timeout.
With 6 seconds left, the Buffs do stop the clock.
Is there another flag?
Bryce, he did not get the first down, though, did he?
No, he did not. He was about a yard short. And so this is
timeout.
When you got to make
West
a decision.
Texas.
All right, we will see what that decision is when
Please
we come back
reset
from
the
this
game
timeout.
clock
Buffs
to
lead by
8
2
seconds.
touchdowns. Big play coming up
8
here after
seconds.
these messages.
Thank you.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Welcome back to Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium at First United Field. Okay, Bryce, a lot of different things that Coach Lynn could do here.
A lot of things we talked about, but they are going to go for the
yeah, take the sure points.
Take the points.
And that's what the Buffs will try to do with Preston Gregg.
Again, Preston kicking into the win, but this is like an extra point.
8 seconds left in the half. Buffs do have a timeout.
And so do Adams, and they're going to use it right here.
Okay, Coach Harrison will come in and call for his timeout.
Timeout, Adams State. It's a 30-second timeout.
So we'll keep it here, and it'll be a chance for Preston Gregg to kick a field goal. He was 2 for 4 last week, made a 33 and a 22-yarder, missed from 45 and 57 yards. And Bryce, you get these 3 points on the board. If you can go into the locker room up 17-0, feeling pretty good if you're head coach Josh Lynn.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think you got to feel good about how you played here in the first half anyway. Overall, I think the team has done well, 166 yards, very efficient moving the ball. Their defense is limited. Adams State to 132, and it wasn't really to the last 2 series that they've been able to get some things going offensively. So, again, I think credit both units with what they've been able to do here in the first half.
Hold will be from Seth Ford. And again, the snap. The Buffaloes coming from number 50, Alex Taylor. Gregg's kick is right down. No
good.
He missed the kick.
The Adams State players kicked it to the left.
He just pushed it, and so the Buffs missed the field goal. A big break there for Adams State. And
again, you're kicking it into the wind, so it does make it swirl a little bit. And so that's kind of where I think you go. And again, you go the percentages. I can't disagree with what Josh Lynn decided to do there. I would do the same thing. Go for the points.
Well, because a lot of things can go wrong.
Correct.
On one play with only 8 seconds left.
Correct.
So Grizzlies catch a break. Score remains at 14-0. And again, when this last play concludes, we will, before we go to commercial break, we'll get Kent Johnson down on the sidelines with head coach Josh Lynn. Grizzlies are going to take the knee. The two teams will head to the locker rooms. And it's going to be a first half lead for West Texas A&M. Crowd up on their feet, giving the Buffs a nice hand as they like what they have seen so far.
Well, again, just a nice first half all the way around. And I think credit both units. The defense played, I think, very well. Good pressure on the quarterback, Underhill. And then Cannon Gibson really made the offense kind of go. And so the freshman looking very much more than just a freshman player. And we wait, Kent Johnson waiting for Josh Lynn to make his way slowly down there to get him. And so the head coach should be happy with a 14-0 lead. Before that, he's going to have a conversation with our referee. Let's head down to the field. Here's Kent Johnson. Kent?
Yeah, we're down here with Buff head coach Josh Lynn. Your first home game in Buffalo Stadium. Your impressions of your team here in the first half?
We got to, we kind of sputtered out on drives. We got to finish drives. We got to get a chance to put some points on here late. We got to finish. All in all, defense, solid effort by the defense.
The maturity your freshman quarterback showing today.
Absolutely, and he's doing a good job making things happen with his feet, and we're pleased with that aspect of it.
Last question. I know after last week we were concerned about the O-line. Frankie McFadden goes out. You got to go down the depth chart now.
Yeah, that's right, and we've got a good one, a good freshman, David Williams. He's doing a good job for us, and what a great experience for him.
We'll let you get up to the locker room. That's Bryce Sheets. Sheets.
Yeah.
Josh Lynn. Bryce, back up to you.
I know who you mean. Yeah, I wish it was me sometimes down there talking, but nevertheless, it's not. And so, again, Josh Lynn, good observation. Really pleased with the quarterback play, pleased with the offensive line play. And, again, I guess the big thing they're going to talk about, you got to finish drives like just this one down here. You got to be able. If you can't get in the end zone, you got to make sure you put points on the scoreboard.
We'll take a timeout and have the halftime show for you again. It's Hall of Champions weekend for West Texas A&M, so we'll hear about that. And also, Corin Davis will visit with Adams State head coach Jarrell Harrison. Buffs lead 14-0 at halftime.
A onside kick. Landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Optimum Internet has next level speed. Get 300 meg internet for as low as $35 a month. How fast is that? Fast enough to stream on multiple devices with 99.9% network reliability and equipment included. Or go even faster and get a $200 prepaid card. Get 300 meg internet for $35 a month with Optimum Mobile for as low as $15 a month. Call 866-9-OPTIMUM, go to Optimum.com, or visit a store today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
We now invite you to sit back and relax. Get your popcorn and snacks as you enjoy the sound of West Texas as they present the 2023 election of Metal. Quickly comparing the signature past tempos, instrumentals, and classic musicianship. The WT Marching Band Events Flash program will be unforgiven. Hit the lights and seek Asheville.
One West is the comprehensive fundraising campaign designed to fuel WT 125 from the Panhandle to the world. We will strengthen WT's impact for the Panhandle region and beyond through a historic, comprehensive campaign, raising $125 million by 2025. The campaign's 3 priorities: people, programs, and places. Now is the time to make a difference for current and future generations. One West.
Athletes from around the world as they manage post-game meals for teams and travel to numerous road contests throughout the year. Tracy and Pamela Hames. Dr. James Parker. James has been a team physician for WT Athletics since 2006. As one of the leading orthopedic surgeons in Texas, Dr. Parker has operated on more than 200 student athletes while also providing scholarship support for aspiring athletic trainers. He recently named the WT Athletic Training Room after his father, the Gerald Gray Parker Athletic Training Room. Dr. James Parker. Joni Unruh. Joni adds her name to a long list of women's basketball inducted into the WT Hall of Champions. She was named the 2010 Lone Star Conference South Division Player of the Year as the Lady Buffs won 3 Lone Star Conference championships with 4 trips to the NCAA tournament, including a South Central Regional Championship in 2009. Joni Unruh. David Chavlovich. Chavlovich registered one of the greatest basketball careers in Lone Star Conference history from 2014 to 2018 as he finished as the league's all-time leading scorer. He was a 4-time All-American and a finalist for the Bevo Francis Award in 2018. Leading the Buffs to the program's first Final Four, David played professionally in Croatia and Australia. David Chavlovich. Keithon Fleming. Keithon was a standout on the gridiron for the Buffs from 2007 to 2009, and he was the 3-time All-Lone Star Conference selection while being named the league's running back of the year in 2009 and an honorable mention All-American in 2007. Following his time in Canyon, Fleming played professionally in the NFL, CFL, and Arena League. Here to represent Keithon, his dad, Keith. Relly Caputin. One of the most decorated track and field athletes in West Texas A&M history, Relly was an integral part of in program winning their first 2 Division II national championships, as well as opening international recruiting to a whole new level. She was an incredible 11-time first-team All-American and 3-time individual national champion. Relly Caputin. Victor McGee. Victor registered a great 2-year career on the football field for the West Texas State Buffaloes from 1981 to 1982. McGee was named the Missouri Valley Conference Newcomer of the Year in 1981, as he still ranks in the top 10 on WT's all-time passing list. Following his time in Canyon, Victor played professionally in the Canadian Football League with the Edmonton Eskimos. Victor McGee. Hector Rodriguez. Hector was a 4-year standout on the hardwood for the West Texas State Buffaloes from 1970 to 1974. He was named an All-Missouri Valley Conference selection while serving as a member of the league's All-Star team. The San Antonio native was selected by the Mexican Olympic Committee to participate in the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal. Hector Rodriguez. Lacey Taylor. Lacey submitted herself as one of the top players to ever wear maroon and white, becoming the winningest Lady Buff in program history. She was a 2-time All-American and a finalist for the National Player of the Year award as a senior. Taylor led WT to 3 Lone Star Conference championships and 2 trips to the College World Series, winning the program's first national championship in 2014. Lacey Taylor! Buff Nation, let's hear it for this year's Hall of Champions inductees.
The Buffs lead this one 14-0. Kent Johnson joining me as we look at the first half stats. And I guess the first thing that sticks out is, I believe, how well Cannon Gibson has played, but the offense has moved the ball.
Yeah, 11 of 17, 78 yards. Not great numbers,
no,
but he's managed the offense well compared to last week when he was thrown into the fire at Western Colorado. He's really shown a maturity. The touch he had on that initial touchdown pass, that was the play a senior quarterback would make. You know, the Buffs haven't put up great numbers, but they have controlled the game to this point.
They have, and so again, as we look at the numbers quickly, 160 has kind of bounced around, 167 yards for the Buffs, 130 for the Grizzlies here in that first half. Time of possession, too, was something of interest, as the Grizzlies really had it just a little more than the Buffaloes did in the first half. But again, when the Buffs are out there offensively, they're able to move some things and be efficient with the football.
Both teams have ran the ball for 97 yards. I know Chase Kaiser was wanting to dominate the running game. I don't think that's happened, but they do have a running game tonight, and that's a leap over what they had last week. Offensive line playing well. As I asked Coach Lynn at the end of the half, you know, Frankie McFadden was the center. He's out. That's a key position. You've got a freshman there now.
All right, we want to take a momentarily timeout. Do we want to head down to Corin Davis? As Corin is trying to grab Coach Harrison. Get ready. Let's head down to the field and go to Corin Davis. Corin, go ahead. All right, let's head down and visit with Corin Davis and head coach Harrison. Corin?
Coach, talk to me about how you felt your team performed in the first half of this game.
Not up to what we're capable of, but it's still within striking distance. It's a 2-possession game. The game can only be won in the fourth quarter, so we got to finish the game.
What adjustments do the Grizzlies need to make in order to win this ball game?
Stop getting penalties. That'll help. Sustain some drives. We got to help our freshman quarterback out by making some plays. But we're in the ball game, and let's go see what happens.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, Corin, thanks very much. And again, that is correct, according to Coach Harrison. A couple of costly penalties of the Buffs to sustain some drives there late in the ball game. Again, the Buffs lead at 14-0. And so, again, stats are kind of even here in the half, but I think what's more important, Kent, really is the fact that the Buffaloes look more cohesive. Their offensive line has played really well.
Well, the old coaching adage, you make your biggest improvement between the first and second game.
Right.
Why? I don't know, but I think we're seeing that tonight. But it's going to be important for West Texas A&M to continue playing the way they have. They can't let their minds wander. They can't let Adams State get a foothold and get back in the ballgame.
Again, both freshman quarterbacks out there tonight for both teams, and both of them look like they're veteran quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's been well. And, I mean, Cannon Gibson, we're repeating ourselves,
right,
but the job he did in the first half, light years above what he did in the second half last week in his initial collegiate game. We need to put that in bold print. But
right,
first career start as a true freshman, big responsibility, but he's lived up to it here in the first half.
Buffs lead at 14-0. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shim and Dillon Group for your appointment today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact Jeff Gilbert for your personal price plan today.
Field, Bain Schaefer Stadium. The Buffaloes enjoying a first half, leading 14-0 over the Grizzlies of Adams State. And so the Buffs also will get the ball here to start the second half. And so want to see, you talk about adjustments, but really, in my view, Buffaloes don't have to make a lot of adjustments. They just need to keep doing what they were doing.
Yeah, I think that Coach Lynn mentioned it, Bryce. A little more consistency. I mean, obviously you want to get those 3 points at the end, but
sure.
Cleaning some things up in the red zone. But I like the way the defense is flying around.
Yes.
They're making some big plays. Those defensive linemen are doing a good job letting the linebackers make most of the tackles. There's the light show that the fans
are into it. Yes,
really enjoy. And
players are too.
If you're Adams State, and we heard Corin Davis talk to Jarrell Harrison, and he's a little frustrated with his team. Feels like they're shooting themselves in the foot. They've got to have a good start. On the road, you can't get down 3 scores quickly in this third quarter and expect to come back.
No, that makes it extremely difficult when you are the visiting team. And the thing about it is he talked about penalties, and that was the thing that probably hurt them more than not. They allowed for the Buffaloes to continue some drives, and so in doing so, that kept the Buffaloes offense out and kept his defense out there, and again, getting a little tired. And Coach Lynn, of course, he would have loved it to be over 100 degrees today because Adams State not used to the higher temperatures, and so that makes a big difference for them as well. As we get set for the second half to take off, it will be the Buffs receiving the kickoff.
A good leg into the kickoff, but a chance for the Buffs to field it from the 1-yard line. That's Sweet. He's got some sweet moves at the 20. Lost the football, and it's on the turf, and Adams State is saying they've got the ball. This is huge if the Grizzlies are able to recover this fumble, and they do, Bryce. Wow.
Well, again, you were correct. Some sweet moves from Tyler Sweet, but you got to also, when you get close to contact, you've got to caress that football, keep it close to you. He kind of had it out wide, and it was able to be knocked away. And so a turnover for the Buffaloes, and that will give it over to Adams State. They'll get to bring their offense out in great field position at the 27.
Well, if you're
the 27.
Yeah, if you're the Grizzlies, Bryce, you were just given a Christmas present there. They've got to capitalize, trailing 14-0, but again, getting the football without the Buffs offense even coming onto the field. First down play here for Connor Underhill, who in the first half was 4 of 11 for 33 yards. They go on the ground, and getting around the edge is Neesant. A nice run for, it looks like a 12-yard pickup there on the first down play. Impressive.
Yeah, they mark it down at the 14, so that'll be enough for, they're going to say, no, they are saying first down now.
Yeah.
At first I thought they weren't going to say first down, but now they've moved the chains.
Again, Neesant, the freshman running back out of Wellington, Colorado, and he's having a nice ball game. He gets the carry again. This time, not as much going there. Give credit to the Buffs defense. Charles Henderson, you love when your cornerbacks will come up and make tackles. It used to be the old saying that, the corners didn't want to come up and get dirty and make tackles. They were all flash, but that was a good tackle by Charles
absolutely.
Henderson.
You like guys that are gritty, like to come up and mix it up a little bit. I'm kind of, it takes me a moment, too, and I'm looking also helping on the stop was Kobe King, wearing number 4. One of our favorite linebackers for the Buffs also that wore number 4 for several years.
Eric Collins.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said it a couple years ago. It's linebacker U here at West Texas
A&M. It really is.
Throw to the outside. That's caught. It's a touchdown. I was waiting to make sure he held on to the ball, and that's a good ball on the outside to the big receiver, Kentrell Petit. There's the first touchdown of the night for the Grizzlies. So could they capitalize after the Buffs had the fumble on the kick return? Yes, they can.
So, again, that's why coaches will tell you, you've got to protect the football. You can't have turnovers because on the opening kickoff for the second half, a turnover sets it up nicely for the Grizzlies, and they get in the end zone. And so, again, not getting that extra 3 points kind of looms large here that we didn't get at the end of the first half.
There's an extra point try for Bryce Graham. He missed a field goal earlier in the game. This time his extra point is good for Adams State. So the Grizzlies cut into the Buffs' lead. It's 14-7. Plenty of time left, though, here in the third quarter. Back after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Where are we going and how are we going to get there? Get there with room to spare in your new Ford Expedition from Tri-State Ford on I-40 at Ross. Grab your friends and go. Tons of new Fords are rolling in. Face the road ahead in a dependable truck. The built Ford Tough F-150. Looking for more horsepower? Saddle up the legendary Ford Mustang. Or how about a new Bronco or a Maverick? We've got your new ride. You'll find friendly hometown service every day at Tri-State Ford. Come see us on I-40 at Ross.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Welcome back as the Grizzlies go on a three-play drive. It covers 27 yards. Underhill pass to Kentrell Petit from 16 yards out. The extra point is good. It's 14-7. Buffs lead it.
Got to get his hands on the football again. Tyler Sweet up to the 15, to the 20. Sweet runs into number 31 at the end of a good return, hangs onto the football. He's going to return it to the 31-yard line. Credit on the tackle for Adams State, Miguel Rubio. I like that Coach Lynn put Sweet right back out there.
You could tell Tyler he wanted to make something happen, and he was going to. He's upset just like everybody else that he fumbled the football and it led to some points. See a little extra effort from the receiver when he's out there next time.
Again, our score, 14-7. West Texas A&M with the touchdown lead over Adams State. Just starting into the third quarter. Cannon Gibson, first time on the field in the second half. He'll work with three receivers out to the far side. And they go with McCoy Gay on first down, following blockers, cut down from behind after a short gain. And if you're Adams State, Bryce, defensively, they get a little injection of momentum.
No, absolutely. That was a big, and not necessarily a change in momentum, but it really picked up their spirits.
Yeah.
And to capitalize, that's the big key, capitalize on the turnover, and they were able to do so.
McCoy Gay, the running back to the left. And on second down, they'll throw it. Good pass caught on the outside by Simmons, and then he's slung down rudely there from Daniel Mendoza.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't throw a flag because they were out of bounds. And then he went ahead and slung him down afterwards. And so I think that's what the coaching staff's kind of mentioning to the line judge on the near side.
How about Daniel Mendoza, Bryce? That was his 8th tackle of the game.
That dude is everywhere. Again, he has a great nose for the football, and so Mendoza just able to fly around.
It's third down and a short 2 yards for the Buffs. McCoy Gay at the 40. Good blocking from his receiver in front. It's a big first down for Run TMG.
The nice thing for the Buffaloes so far, too, is the fact that David Williams has come up as the backup center and really doesn't look like the Buffs offense have missed a beat.
They go with some tempo here. Play action. Gibson going for his man down the field. What a catch from Kenneth Red Jr., who was being...
He was mugged.
He was.
He was mugged before. I'm surprised there wasn't a flag thrown because his jersey was being pulled before he pulled that pass in. Nevertheless, he completes the effort and picks up the first down for the Buffs.
One of my favorite receivers for the Buffs out of Detroit, Michigan. They hand it off to McCoy Gay, and he picks up a couple of yards. Yeah, Kenneth is a senior this year. Bryce transferred a couple of seasons ago. He's got all the tools. He's very physical and fast. Had a couple of injury issues over the last couple of years and just hasn't been able to stay on the field, but he's a difference maker.
Oh, he definitely is. And again, that's why we like the wide receiver core, because there are veterans out there that do make things happen for the Buffaloes, and so he's one of those.
Buffs taking their time here, changing the play call. They get Shaq Brown from the right to the left now. He's the tight end. Pistol formation for the Buffs. McCoy Gay bounces it outside. Good cut back in for a nice run.
I think what I like about McCoy Gay is he makes the first man miss a lot of times. And so when he feels that contact like that time, he bounced to the outside and was able to pick up a few more yards.
Well, and Bryce, he's only, he's 5'10", 185 pounds, but I like the way he's finishing runs as well.
Right, yeah, he's got a little oomph in him when he's not afraid to take on a tackler. And so, again, he'll lower the shoulder pads and go straight into him.
Okay, Buffs looking to pick up this first down. Adams State, see if they bring pressure, 3rd down and 5. Handoff over the left side, and that's an easy first down for McCoy Gay. Great job blocking by the Buffs. Joe Taasi, the left guard, out leading Ames, the left tackle. Again, this offensive line from last week to this week, major improvements.
Oh, major improvement. And the thing is, it seems at the moment when they need to pick up yardage, they'll run it to the left side because of those two guys, the way they're blocking upfield.
Again, remember the Buffs playing with backup center in the game. David Williams is in the first half. Frankie McFadden went out with an injury. Handoff to McCoy Gay, runs hard again over the left side. That was a big hole.
Then he got spun around as soon as he hit it. It got turned completely around, but still managed to fall forward and pick up good yardage.
Good tackle by Delson DeCalio, 6'3", 220-pound sophomore out of Hawaii. This roster for Adams State, you probably noticed it, Bryce, but I mean a lot of players from Nevada, also California, Colorado, that's the West Coast, but they have some players from Hawaii as well.
Yeah, Coach Harrison likes the guys out. It feels like that's more of a fertile field for them to be able to recruit.
2nd down and short, McCoy Gay. He's got the ball a lot on this drive, runs into a wall of Grizzlies.
But I think he got enough for the first down.
That was a little monster truck rally there on that play for the Buffs. Jax Andrews, the right tackle, who's a transfer from Abilene Christian. He was hooked up with one of the Grizzlies defensive linemen and did his job, moved the sticks. Again, this is a nice drive for WT.
And again, primarily on the ground, going through Gay, letting him run either to the right or to the left.
Buffs have 137 rushing yards, 102 passing. And those have not updated, so more than that after this first drive. McCoy Gay makes a defender miss. It's only a 2-yard gain, but you could hear the crowd go, whoa.
He had a little juke to the right, back step, planted the foot, step back to the inside to make the tackler who would have thrown him for a loss miss, and he still picks up 2.
You know, he keeps making shifty moves like that, Bryce. We're wearing the grays. I'm going to make him change his number from 33 to 20 because he looks like Barry Sanders.
There you go.
Wow. Clock running, nearing 8 minutes left. 2nd down and long play. McCoy Gay made one-man miss, cuts back inside, picks up short yardage, and now it's 3rd down for the Buffaloes.
That was an interesting set that time because they had Shaq Brown up as a fullback. Shaq went to the left, but McCoy went to the right because he saw a bit of an opening there, so he was able to pick up about 3 yards on the carry.
So offensive coordinator Chase Kaiser last year was at Texas A&M Kingsville, did spend 4 years at New Mexico Institute, the junior college, won the championship there in 2021.
That's why we have a lot of players from there.
Okay, it's been run, run, run. Do they throw in a pass here? Gibson rolls to the left, in trouble at the 10, at the 5. Gibson.
What's so funny is the fact, is there a flag?
Yeah, there was some pushing and shoving at the end of the play. One of the Buffs receivers hooked up with the defensive back, but I think they let that one go. And Gibson got to the 5-yard line.
But again, when he was running, he had pursuit on him, made a little plant, kind of went back to the right. But the other thing he did too, Lucas, was he just tucked that football tight. So if he got hit, he'd still hold on to it.
He was about 2.5 yards shy of the first down. And Buffs look like they're going to go for it here. Do you like this call?
I do, because they went for the field goal before, and they didn't get it. They pushed it to the left. And so it's not that there's not confidence in that aspect, but again, you've got good momentum going on this drive. Let's try to keep it going.
They're going to bring pressure. Handoff right up the middle into the end zone. Run TMG with a touchdown.
Nice run up the middle again behind the center, backup center, David Williams. He had a key block He did, and that allowed he and Joe Tiassi, that allowed for McCoy to get in the end zone and score. Nice run. Watch it here again. Goes behind the center, and then there the right guard actually also had a nice seal block as well for the Buffaloes. That was Patrick Gray, the veteran.
I tell you what, Bryce, that has got to make Coach Lynn, who's an old he's an old offensive line coach himself, and that's got to make him happy because that looked like the old drills where you're just moving the 5-man sled. Buffaloes with the touchdown on 4th down. They get the extra point. It's 21-7, West Texas A&M here halfway through the 3rd quarter. We're back after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
This is gonna be tough. I mean, that's a bag full of Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwiches with tangy buffalo sauce and creamy buttermilk ranch, melty Monterey Jack cheese, and 3 crunchy chicken strips. How long will you have to wait before you enjoy yours? Oh, about that long. Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich is back for a limited time. Just like you like it.
Yeah, Bryce, we mentioned during pregame it's Hall of Champions weekend. We met our 2023 inductees at halftime, and I've got one of my favorites right here, Victor McGee from Longview, Texas. Quarterbacked the Buffs back in 1981-82. He set all the records that our more recent quarterbacks like Dalton Bell and Dustin Vaughn and Taylor Harris, Keith Knoll, he set the records all those guys broke. And, Victor, it's great to have you back on campus. Tell us a little bit about your impressions of WT back when you were playing. You played for Bill Young.
Yes, had a great time playing for Coach Young, Coach Hal Mummy. We put the ball in the air, and it was just real good. And we played in the other Buff Stadium, and I really enjoyed it. I love this place, and I thank West Texas State for having me here.
Well, you talk about playing out at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. You've been to Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium before, but being down here on the field, your impressions of this place?
Hey, this is a real nice place. It's very beautiful. Man, it's elegant. I would love it if I could play here right now and everything. I think they've done a great job at the university, and very impressed.
Victor, you put up over 4,300 yards passing in just 2 seasons. When you came to WT, they were running the option.
Yeah, they was, and we just happened to air it open a little bit. I had some very good receivers in Curtis Bennett and Earl Wilson and Mark Tidwell and Mark Manley, and we just done a great job and everything. And we started passing, and everything worked out for us. We wound up with a good record that year, 74, and Coach Young said we're going to keep throwing it.
And now I'll tap into your football knowledge, which you have a great extent. Starting a true freshman at quarterback hadn't happened in at least 23 years here at West Texas. Your impressions on what Cannon has done here in the first half?
I think he's done real good. He's taking care of the football. He looked real good. I thought I was going to have to help him out a little bit tonight, but I think he's doing a great job and look like he's going to have a good future here.
That's Victor McGee, a great buff from 1981-82. Glad to have him back on campus. Guys, let's go back upstairs to you.
Thanks so much, Kent. There's a big sack at the end of that play. Nobody was open down the field, and as a result, it led to a West Texas A&M sack shooting through. For the Buffaloes, it was number 40. We'll see the replay here, Bryce.
Yeah, that's Miles Cannon, and you watch Miles here. He just read it, fought off the block, and then just comes up and buries the quarterback back for a big loss. Makes it 4th down and 13, and so punting situation now for Adams State.
You know, I love Kent's interview down there with Victor McGee, and he's exactly right. His numbers are so impressive because that was not in the day of – the spread offenses and the quarterbacks throwing it 40, 50 times a game. Here's the return for the Buffaloes at midfield. Sweet. Going to be wrapped up near the 45. So McGee's numbers, Bryce, back in the early 80s, pretty impressive.
So what threw me, and I haven't researched this obviously because I did not know, one of the assistant coaches on the staff was Hal Mumme. Hal Mumme is the creator.
Yes, he is. Of Kentucky.
He was head coach. He ended up at Kentucky. Had Mike Leach on his staff. They created that spread offense that was so effective for so many years that Mike Leach used forever. Hal Mumme was the architect of that. He ended up his career, I believe, at Hardin-Simmons. The Buffs played down there.
After the play.
Again,
personal
another
foul.
explosive
Unnecessary
offense.
roughness. West Texas A&M, number 80. 15-yard penalty. First down.
So the Buffs, it looked like they were going to have excellent field position. They'll march the opposite direction, a penalty personal foul at the end of the punt return. So they'll start on their own 39 instead of on the other side in Grizzlies territory. Again, Hall of Champions got to see the different athletes honored. Awesome to see that, Bryce, and then there's so many good ones. It's getting to a point now with West Texas A&M.
So hard.
Yeah.
It's a pick. It really, I served on that committee for 2 years, and again, it gets so hard to pick because there are so many good athletes that you want to put on, and also the people that help contribute to the athletic program.
Here's Isaiah Smallwood in at running back. He takes the carry, tries to wait for a hole to open up, and is cut down. Good job by the defense that time for Adams State. Number 20, Ramon Ortega, in on the stop. It's only a 2-yard gain. One of the players, Bryce, that you and I really enjoyed watching was Keithon Fleming.
Oh, yeah.
An outstanding running back for the Buffaloes during the years where they were winning a lot of games and had a lot of good players.
He was grinding out yardage. He was a great running back and really did a nice job. That was his dad, by the way, who was representing him here tonight.
Cannon Gibson will throw. Catch made on the outside for a short gain. Give that one on the outside to Brennan Ray, a tight end for the Buffs.
Nice open field tackle again from Godfrey, who comes up and just lowers his shoulder and makes the stop short for only a couple-yard gain.
You know, and I got to throw this in real quick because I'm a big fan of one of the female representatives out there tonight. And speaking of toughness, Joni Unruh was awarded, Bryce, a Lady Buff player that was outstanding in her time with West Texas A&M.
So fun to watch as a player. She was so incredible. Had that nice little soft touch with a jump shot. She was just a fun player to watch.
Here's Gibson on 3rd down and long, and he's going to be sacked from behind. Good pursuit from behind by Adams State. Give the sack there to number 40 coming from behind. That's Devontae Matthew, the outside linebacker. Good coverage as well. Nobody was open.
No, Devontae did a nice job because he fought off the block and still stayed with the quarterback and was able to grab hold of his shoestring and trip him up. And so if Cannon could have got out, he probably had enough yardage for the first down, but credit that open field tackle by the linebacker.
Back to receive the punt for Adams State, number 36, Santana. And it looks like the Grizzlies may come after the punter. What a beautiful kick. Sends Santana back to the 10 and cleaning him up at the end of the play. A big special teams hit for Kendall Brewer.
Man, Kendall read that perfectly and again timed it to a T. Watch on the replay here as he
timeout on the field.
And
Immediate
so
timeout.
The receiver takes it and boom, took one step and Brewer makes the stop.
Wow, what a hit. The Buffs special teams making plays. We'll take a timeout with WT on top, 21-7, late third quarter. Back with more football after these messages.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. 1 for you, 1 for him, and 1 for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference. WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Welcome back to Buffalo Stadium, Bryce. You can see the fans were even inspired by Kendall Brewer's special teams hit. They're trying to recreate it. I don't know how much luck they're having, but
they're having fun doing it at the same time.
It was a great punt, first of all, from
it
Ford.
was. Yeah, huge punt, great leg, got it high in the air. Again, that's why they like him on the punt game. And then again, just a nice read that time and able to make the stop, push it back to the 13-yard line.
All right. Adams State working deep in their own territory. They'll start ball on their own 13-yard line. Handoff on the outside. Neeston trying to find some running room and makes a nice run. Jordan Neeston over the left side. Again, he's an impressive running back. Not necessarily in the stature, 5'10", 175, but he's tough, he's fast, has good vision.
Well, it's 175. He looks bigger than that, actually. And so, again, uses his body well, has low gravitation, stays low to the ground, and is able to really kind of bounce off of people. And in that case, picked up 7 on that carry.
He may be bigger than 175. I thought they used to up you about 10, 15 pounds on the rosters.
I think they cheated him on some of those LBs.
Second down play. Neeston gets it again, and this time he's going nowhere. The Buffs stop him. Coming through, there's Kobe King, the sophomore from Houston, who is 210 pounds, a sophomore. He's a great combination, Bryce, of speed and strength.
The 2 outside linebackers, King and Baird, have played so well, keeping everything kind of contained, and then you just use J.T. Cavender and Jimmy Harrison to kind of mop things up in the middle. And again, you know their engines run hot, and so again, I'm really impressed with this linebacking core.
That defensive line doing a good job as well. Isaac Soper, Obadiah Ben Israel, and Goo. Pass thrown to the outside, tipped and nearly intercepted. Good play on the outside. There's Kendall Brewer, number 9, making plays out there.
And one of our favorite also over there as well, helping out, Preston Stazuski was able to get in there on that as well. And so, again, nice play by the Buffs. You watch, here's the pass over.
Yep.
And, again, just a lot of players flying around. That's what you like from your defense, to see players flying around going after the ball.
So a quick series there for Adams State. They have to punt the football back to West Texas A&M. Tyler Sweet goes back to receive the punt, standing on his own 35-yard line.
Almost blocked on that one.
High kick. Fair catch made by Sweet. Probably a good decision as the Grizzlies were hustling down the field. WT's going to get the football with 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
It's been a fast third quarter, and the Buffs able to get in the end zone, as both teams have in this quarter. And that's why we're at 21-7 with 2 minutes left to play in the third.
Buff offense, as you look at the stats, which are close to being updated here, Bryce. 247 total yardage for West Texas A&M, only 159 for Adams State. That's a pretty big difference.
Well, and again, Adams State scored on a short field, and so they only had 27 yards to go to get in the end zone, and they haven't really been able to move it ever since then. And so that's why they've only added about 30 yards here in the second half.
Here's Cannon Gibson. Going to throw it out to his running back, McCoy Gay, and there was a spy on him the entire play. Give credit to number 53, Gabe Estrada, not letting the running back get loose. He throws him for a loss.
Well, that's a good second half adjustment, because Gibson kind of rolled out a couple of times in the first half, and so you want to find his relief valve. They found that in McCoy, and so they were able to get over there, McCoy Gay, and able to put a spy on him, as you mentioned, and make the stop for actually a loss.
Again, Adams State still hanging around in this game. They only trail by 2 touchdowns. Snap back to Gibson, handoff to McCoy-Gay, and he's shot down for a loss. Shooting through was number 47 that time for Adams State. That's going to be Cooper Harrison, who's listed as a punter and a kicker. It's a pretty impressive play by a punter or a kicker. I think they got that wrong again on the roster. But
yeah, I think so too. But nevertheless, that was a nice read that time. And again, I'm kind of wondering a little bit. Like you could see on the last two runs, McCoy-Gay may be a little gassed. Here's movement.
3rd down and 17. Gibson in trouble.
Free play.
Escapes the rush. Going to throw across the middle of the field. It's intercepted at the 25-yard line. Mendoza is going to run this back into the end zone, but
yeah, it's going to be offsides for sure on Adams State. And so that was a free play for the Buffaloes. Not a good, in all honesty, that's probably Kenan Gibson's worst throw of the night. And so,
because in a traffic play like that, you don't want to throw it back across.
No,
the middle
you don't
of the
want
field.
to go the middle of the field. And so that, in essence, that was a freshman throw.
Offside.
Right
Defense, number 29. 5-yard penalty.
But no harm, no foul.
Still third down.
He had a free play, so try to make something happen. He had a lot of pressure on him, rolled out to the right after he got pushed back so far. And so a couple of things happened on this play. Here you see him, the throw, trying to go, like you mentioned, across back the middle of the field. You just don't throw it there. Stay on the sideline and try to go that way.
So they'll try again, the Buffs will. It's still 3rd and long. Call it 3rd down and 12 here for West Texas A&M. Some pressure coming from the Grizzlies. Throw on the outside, caught by Simmons, made a man miss at the 40, 45. Simmons dancing around. He's got a 1st down by 2 yards, just picked it up. Shifty moves for the Buffaloes there by Torrey Simmons.
Well, it's the yards after the catch, the yak. Right here, watch Simmons as he get it. He doesn't have the 1st down there yet, but now 2 juke moves. That will get the Buffaloes a 1st down. They needed to get to the 46. That's exactly where he got for the 1st down to move the chains.
Simmons, a 5'8", 165-pound freshman from Pflugerville, Texas.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. I was just going to mention from Pflugerville, who does it make me think of? Tobias Harris.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, we will
another speedster.
That's right. We'll head to the 4th quarter. West Texas A&M on top of Adams State, 21-7. Don't go anywhere. Back with more football after this.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Welcome back to Bain Schaefer Stadium, First United Bank Field, as we get to the 4th quarter. And a fan favorite, jump around.
Yep, make sure you stretch before you get up.
Yeah, exactly. And so the fans enjoying this one as well. We look quickly at 3rd quarter statistics, game statistics. The Buffaloes with 21 first down, or lead at 21-7. The Buffs have 20 first downs to 9 for Adams State. Total yards for the Buffaloes, 271 yards compared to 159. Buffaloes have ran plays, basically more so, 57 plays to 38 offensive plays for Adams State. And so the Buffs lead this one 21-7 as we start quarter number 4.
Kenan Gibson out of the gun. Turns hands off to McCoy-Gay. Breaks free. Stays on his feet. Watch out. Just tripped up.
That was a busted play that went for a huge gain. First down, number 21 for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, should have been stopped, right?
He should have been stopped. I thought he was. He was wrapped up, got caught right there. It gets elusive, and then just falls forward, picks up the first down.
Yeah, Buffs were trying to go NASCAR offense there, and the line judge came running onto the field. There was a penalty marker thrown, whistles blow, and we'll see what this is.
False start. Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
So, again, when you try to go fast like that, too, you got to make sure everybody's set before you snap the ball. And so that time they whistled the quick foul on Jax Andrews. And so Jax playing the right tackle position that time just wasn't fully set. And, again, the reason for the Nassau offense is to try to keep the defense off balance.
Coach Lynn a little frustrated on that one. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Buffaloes. Gibson wants to throw. Great protection. Slings it to Shaq Brown at the 40. Stays in bounds. And Shaq picks up good yardage across, looks like to the 35-yard line.
He really didn't get a good spot. I thought he got it up to the 32-yard line before he got spun out of bounds.
I was talking to Coach Lynn before the game and said, hopefully we get Shaq involved and get him going. And he said he definitely wants to. He has good hands, from that tight end spot. And the Buffs have been needing that position, that tight end spot.
For several years, yeah.
2nd down and long. Hand off to McCoy Gay. Huge hole over the left side. Drags the defender to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short.
That's a great description because really he was wrapped up, but he just drugged the defender, fell forward to the 30-yard line, so it makes it 3rd and 1. Where he was hit initially, it would have been about 3rd and 4 or 5.
Adams State had too many men on the field trying to make substitutions, so Coach Harrison had to
prior to the
signal
snap,
for a timeout.
Timeout, Adams State. It's a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout, so let's keep it here, Bryce. I want to ask you this, kind of talk about it a little bit. When Coach Lynn was announced he was going to be the new man here at West Texas A&M, a lot of people knew him from Eastern New Mexico,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
they're saying, we're going to be running the triple option and the wishbone, all that stuff. Well, with Coach Lynn, his offense was adapted at Nebraska Kearney, had an outstanding quarterback. They ran kind of a spread option. I think he's adjusting to, obviously, in his first year, what he has.
Well, I think he adjusts to the personnel he has. At Eastern New Mexico, you're really not going to get the flashy. You're going to get a running quarterback, most likely from this part of the country.
Yeah.
That's going to go to Portales. And so that's why he ran with a triple option. I was one of those that said the same thing to Kent Johnson when he told us who the coach was going to be. I said, we're going to run the triple option. He goes, no, because really he adjusted at Kearney based on what talent he had available. And so that's what makes coaches, good coaches, really good.
Sure.
You adjust to the personnel you have. And I think he's done that too. I think he's even adjusted this game plan today based on what the skill set is for Cannon Gibson, and they've kind of played to his strength.
This will be a swing pass out to Tyler Sweet. Nice play defensively by Adams State. It's enough for the chains to move, but that was a collision at the end. Ahmad Bernard made a nice tackle, but he's slow to get up.
Yeah, he's the one that made the contact. I think he's cramping up more than anything else. Hopefully
Injury
that's
timeout.
the case. And again, these early games this time of year, you do see that from time to time. And so, but again, nice pass out to Tyler Sweet, and he's able to pick up the first down.
All right, Bernard is down on the field. Let's step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll come back. Buffs leading 21-7, fourth quarter.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to First United Bank. Again, the Buffs lead this one 21-7, 13-14. Left to play in the ball game. 1st and 10 on a nice pass completion out to Tyler Sweet, who picks up the first down.
Good to see Ahmad Bernard, Bryce, get up and walk off on his own power over to the Adams State sideline, so hopefully he's okay. It's 1st and 10 for West Texas A&M. They keep Travian McCoy-Gay in. He's got 22 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Gets the carry here on first down, and look at that offensive line push.
They knew he was short 5 yards from 100, so they helped him get there. And so he gets over 100 yards on that carry right there.
You wonder, Bryce, these offensive linemen, they're tough and they're also smart. They know what's going on. Last week did not play their best game, but they also heard about it a little bit.
Yeah, I think they did, and I think they heard about it from the coaches, plus people in general. But, again, they're playing well.
Cannon Gibson rolls to the right on the run. What a catch. Tyler Sweet made sure his feet were in bounds, came back, made the catch close to the 10-yard line, first down. A good throw from Gibson and a great catch from Sweet.
Again, Sweet comes back, helps out his quarterback, and pulls that in. You can watch here. He rolls to the right and looks, and even though we don't have it in the shot, it was a great catch by Sweet.
1st and 10, West Texas A&M. They can still pick up a first down at the 1-yard line as the ball spotted on the right hash at the 11. And this Grizzly defense looking tired. Gibson throws it out to McCoy-Gay. And not much going. That was a good job defensively. That's a tough assignment to stop him. Talked about his moves, but that time Ramon Ortega did his job defensively.
No, he really did. And again, you go back to what you just said. It looked like that App State was a bit tired. And the thing is, too, that's why Josh Lynn wanted the heat today. He wanted it to be over 100 because they're not used to the temperature, so that does tend to fatigue you just a bit.
That was the 64th play that the Buffs have run in this game. Adam State has only run 38.
Right, half.
They push the pile again. McCoy-Gay is able to gain yardage to the 5. Not much. Good job.
There was a change in the rules that you can push, you can't pull as an offensive lineman. So in other words, you can't pull anybody forward, but you're allowed to push from behind. And so that's, I think, kind of an interesting change.
What about carrying? Can you carry?
I think you can.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything on that one. That's a good point.
They call it the farmer's carry.
There you go. Fireman's carry.
Yep. Shaq Brown is the up back. An extra blocker here for the Buffaloes on 3rd down. And they're going to throw it to Shaq. Shaq Brown, get into that end zone, baby. Touchdown, Buffaloes. Oh, we got a little bit of a dance.
So we did something very similar to what we did on this end, where, again, Shaq Brown set up in the backfield. The play was designed to run behind him. This time they set him up the same way. He rolls out to the left, and then just a nice move, nice block by Noah Bogardus, by the way, to help get him in the end zone. And a little ballet move to add to the repertoire as the Buffs get on the scoreboard.
You know, it's hard to sneak out a guy that's 6'2", 250 pounds, but they just did that. Great play call there from the offensive coordinator, Chase Kaiser. The extra point from Greg is good. West Texas A&M extends its lead 28-7. A touchdown pass from Cannon Gibson to Shaquille Brown. And it's all WT here in the 4th quarter. Back with more football on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network after this.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
Welcome back to First United Bank Field as the Buffaloes get in the end zone on a 12-play, 66-yard drive. Shaq Brown, the recipient of that 5-yard pass from Cannon Gibson. Extra point is good, and the Buffs lead this one 28-7 with 10:45 left to play in the ball game. And so,
yeah, Bryce, we're going to get this kickoff and then try to get Corin Davis down on the sideline. Little audio report for us. Buffs leading 28-7 over Adams State. Here's the kickoff as this one pushes the Grizzlies a couple yards back into their own end zone. Bringing it out, though. up to the 25-yard line. That's the return man, Ellis Santana. And that's where the Grizzlies will start from their own 27-yard line.
Well, you talked about, credit the defense, too. They've only allowed 159 yards. And so they haven't been able, or they've really kind of stymied what the Grizzlies are trying to do offensively.
So Adams State will come back onto the field. They'll work with the quarterback, Connor Underhill. His team trailing by 3 touchdowns. Fourth quarter, still a lot of time, but again, they're behind the scoreboard. They fake it to the running back, swing it out, pass dropped.
That's kind of one of the things that happens too when you're kind of not in rhythm, and they haven't been this second half. And so in doing so, that pass incomplete, and so just a little bit too high for the receiver to pull it in.
Second down play here for Adams State, and some confusion, just 20 seconds on the play clock. And they're trying to get receivers shifted over to the correct side. Quarterback Underhill waiting. Play clock down to 10 seconds, taking a lot of time. We'll see what they do here with Neeson, the running back, in the backfield. It's a throw down the far sideline, and it hit Brewer in the back, incomplete.
All right, so we want to go down to the sideline real quick. Corin Davis is standing by for an update. Corin, what do you got for us?
Yeah, guys, Coach Harrison emphasized the importance of staying disciplined on defense and eliminating penalties. But this freshman quarterback, Cannon Gibson, has been unstoppable all night tonight. I'm standing on this Adams State sideline, and the look of defeat is slowly creeping in on these players' faces. The Grizzlies really need to find a spark on this next offensive drive, and they need to do it fast. Guys.
Thanks so much, Corin. And they're in trouble. The Grizzlies are right now, 3rd down and 10. Buffs bring pressure. It's a screen pass. It's incomplete. And that was, the quarterback got buried at the end of the play there. Hopefully Underhill's okay.
The referee's looking, and his coach is out there staying on the sideline asking for a flag.
Yeah, Coach Harrison is very upset. He felt like that should have been a penalty against the Buffaloes.
But Silva is out there, and he just looks over at him, and he said it was all part of the play. I think we got a timeout taken by Adams State.
And this is probably a timeout to talk to the officials and say, hey, I need an explanation there. I was watching the ball.
Timeout on the field.
Being
Adams
thrown,
State.
and so I didn't keep my eyes on the quarterback.
Media
to see,
timeout.
Bryce, if he hit him high or
Well, I didn't see either because
I don't think it was late.
There was great pressure there. I mean, that's why he dumps off the pass. I thought he took a step back, and so.
It was Dylan Parcher, the defensive lineman, 6'2", 285-pound junior from Bakersfield, California, that was in his face. So he had 285 pounds crashing through on the quarterback. But right now, Coach Harrison getting as much as he can out of this timeout to question the head referee, Israel Silva.
Yeah, and so he's explaining his case and just wanting to make sure that he's able to lobby for his quarterback in that play. We didn't see it on the replay, but nevertheless, I think in part he's got a lot of frustration right now too, because trailing 28-7, his offense just can't get on track, and so that was a third down trying to get a screen pass to go, and it just didn't fall through.
Yeah, right now, Bryce, as we look at these numbers, West Texas A&M 313 total yards of offense. And this has been stuck at 159 for a while. Adams State has 159 total yards of offense, 49 passing, 110 on the ground, and you know it's impressive right now for West Texas A&M, regardless of who the opponent is, defensively what they're doing.
You know, and the other thing that kind of sticks out, really, the Buffs have had more penalties, 6 penalties for 55 yards compared to 5 for Adams State for only 28. And so those penalties in the first half are what were hurting the Grizzlies more than anything else.
So Adams State will have to punt the football back to West Texas A&M. Standing on the 35-yard line for the Buffaloes is Sweet. High kick that he's going to fair catch dangerously, but hang on to.
That's
at the
40.
The
fingertip grab right there, as he was just is going away from him, and his fingertips pulled that in. And so again, nice job that time by Tyler Sweet. Here's a view of the Buffs defense on the sideline. And right there, the linebacker core, they have played so well today in putting pressure on the quarterback Underhill and then really just kind of manning everything in the middle. And that's kind of made a big difference, as we talked about, with only 159 yards total so far for the Grizzlies.
Snap back to Gibson on first down, slings it out to Torrey Simmons. Simmons not going anywhere as the Grizzlies sniffed that one out. Credit to number 23 on the tackle, Edward McClendon, who comes up from a safety spot.
Well, credit Godfrey, too, the corner on the near side. He kind of blew that one up. Even though he's being blocked, he really forced the play back to the inside, and that, again, got some defensive help to make that stop for a yard loss. Buffs want to take their time, let the play clock run down. 9:45 left to play, leading 28-7.
New running back in the game for the Buffaloes. A short gain up the middle for the new runner, number 46. And for the Buffaloes, that is Ben McCrary.
Number 46, Ben McCrary.
5'10" sophomore out of San Antonio.
Brings up third down and 9. Ball to 41.
We see probably a lot of run right now for the Buffaloes as they want to use as much of the clock as they possibly can. Cannon Gibson again a lone setback.
Pistol formation here, and they're going to throw. Third down, Gibson sidesteps the defender, stays on his feet, and dives forward. Nearly picked up that first down. Needed to get to midfield, and he got to the 48-yard line.
You know, I think we didn't really know how strong of a runner he is as the timeout is taken, but again, he's shown some good, or not timeout, sorry, it's fourth down and punting situation for the Buffs. But again, he's shown good movement tonight with the run game, making good decisions when to take off.
So WT will have to punt it back to Adams State. Good job by the Grizzlies holding. Again, time running out, though, on Adams State as we're nearing 8 minutes to play in the ballgame. Another beautiful punt from Seth Ford that's going to hit at the 10-yard line, take a bounce back toward the 15, but still, as he looks back at the sideline and
puts his hands up and says, man, I was trying to get it down there.
And he just gave the golf swing impersonation down there, saying, I got to work on my backspin, okay?
Yeah, one thing I want to talk about, too, real quick while we exchange personnel. The backup quarterbacks for the Buffaloes, 3 of them obviously are signaling into plays for Cannon Gibson. They all 3 have different jersey tops on. So I guess the question is for Cannon, which one are you looking at, the red, the white, or the gray?
So Adams State back on the field, and back in at running back is Rashid Rankin, number 21. They'll throw here, though. Hit as he throws, incomplete. Buffs again got pressure in the face of Connor Underhill, who is going to need the ice bath treatment tomorrow.
Well, absolutely, because we didn't even think he was going to start in this ball game today because of injuries from last week. Again, 3 quarterbacks in their game last week got beat up, and so we didn't even think he might play in this one. And right now, here late in the fourth quarter, he's feeling the effects here at Bain Schaefer of going against this WT defense.
Receiver comes in motion for the Grizzlies on second down and long. Quarterback in trouble again. Underhill on the run and has to throw it in the turf because he didn't even have a receiver out there as he was being chased. Excellent pursuit from the Buffs. Again, there's Andrew Lauritsen.
I was going to say, that time, Andrew, along with Hayden Jansky. Hayden Jansky came flying around that time, and even from a defensive line position, able to get to the quarterback and take a swipe at his legs.
Yeah, this defense, they have been on a mission the entire ball game. Only 9 first downs allowed to the Grizzlies.
You have a lot of second and 13 linemen out there right now. Again, that's getting great game experience here for them for the Buffs. Before that, we got a timeout.
Okay. Timeout taken by the Grizzlies. We'll step aside as well.
Prior to
7:57
foul.
to play.
Timeout.
Here in the fourth quarter.
Adams State.
Buffs
They're third and
lead
final.
it 28-7. We're back after this time.
30-second timeout.
It's Digital Network.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
57 left to play in the ball game. Buffs lead this one 28-7 here at First United Bank Field, Bain Schaefer Stadium. Buffs 321 yards total offense to 159 for the Grizzlies, who really haven't been able to move the ball much here in the second half. They've gained 27 yards in the second half. Talk about a good defensive shutout here in the second half, even giving up a touchdown. Back to pass, that's over the middle, and that is incomplete.
Again, the timing is off. The quarterback has been hit hard, Bryce. He's rattled, and as a result, they're not in rhythm.
You start hearing and feeling footsteps coming at you, and again, he just kind of unloaded just to get rid of it because he felt somebody coming from behind.
Yeah, you just mentioned those numbers, and you say, well, total yards 321. It's not gaudy, but Bryce, considering the defensive performance and the way that the Buffs have controlled the clock, the first down numbers, total plays, it's pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
And the punt is blocked. It's blocked. It's up in the air. It's loose, and the Buffs are going to recover it at the 14-yard line. Coming up with the football for WT was number 80 on the play, Tyshawn Buckner.
Again, all three phases, you need them to work.
Yeah.
We've had a miscue in the punt game today, too, as well. But in that one, the Buffs just put great pressure. You see right here, coming in, that looked like the block was by Cade Cox, who got in there and put a block on it. And
local player
able
from
to
Dumas.
knock it away. Yeah. So Cade got in there, got a hand on it.
I remember watching Cade play in high school, Bryce, covering those games.
There he's getting a big hug by special teams coach.
Yeah,
right down here on the field.
He is a big hitter, an old-fashioned, just
hard-nosed football player.
Exactly. Yeah. Here's a handoff over the left side. Good running play inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Again, that's McCreary.
Yeah, Ben McCreary does a nice job going. And again, we've said that several times tonight, but again, they like the left side of the line and how they're blocking, and so that's where they're getting a good push, and that's why they're getting 3, 4, 5 yards per carry.
Just 7 minutes and change remaining in this game. The home opener for the Buffs going great tonight. McCreary dancing, gets to the outside at the 5. McCreary runs into one of his own blockers. A penalty marker is thrown behind the play.
Unfortunately, that may be a holding late.
Okay.
After, it really didn't need to be one there. But that was after the running back got by.
Holding. Offense number 55. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second down.
And so that's on to Sean Pennington, who got whistled. Pennington, of course, the backup right tackle. Getting some different guys getting out there, getting some playing experience. He's out there along with, it looks like, Nico Castaneda out there as well on that offensive line. Great opportunity to get guys in and get game experience.
You're going to fake it, and Gibson is going to keep it, try to get to the edge, and smart play gets out of bounds before the safety for Adams State could put a big lick on him.
Well, and you look at it that is simplistic, but you're right. That is a smart play. Why take a big hit, try to get in one more yard, and you can get out of bounds, get away from danger, and again, don't experience any type of injury from possibly trying to turn it upfield. Yeah, you lost yards on the play, but you're still within field goal attempt area here, so you're still within the red zone.
Buffalo's 3rd and long. Snap back to Gibson. They'll roll him to the right. Going to throw this to the end zone, and it is a great interception in the end zone for Adams State, coming up with a sweet pick there was Edward McClendon, and he just got his feet in bounds. Nice play.
The result of the play is an interception in the end zone. It's a touchback, Adams State, first down.
So again, that's another interception, one last week for Cannon Gibson. That one was not a good interception. It kind of set up Western Colorado for a score to pull further ahead against the Buffs. This one today, leading 28-7. You're trying to push the issue, trying to get it into the end zone. I think that's one of those the coaches are going to say, it's not a bad attempt. You were trying to kind of feather one in there, and it just didn't work that time. And credit the athletic effort to come up with the interception, because that was an exceptional effort.
Grizzlies offense back on the field. Again, they trail by 3 scores, just 6:20 to play in the ballgame. Low snap, quarterback Underhill got it, threw this one high, had a man open, and a late penalty marker thrown. This time the Buffs may have hit the quarterback late, Bryce.
Yeah.
If they don't call it, then Coach Harrison is
going to come. He's already coming unwound over there on the near side.
He may throw.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 14. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Sideline official is telling him to walk back because he wants to go back to the play before the last series where he felt like his quarterback got hit late and should have got a penalty there.
Well, he got that one, and it's a 15-yarder, gives Adams State a first down from their own 35. They move the football. And they'll work with 3 receivers on the near side at the bottom of your screen. Underhill, good protection, throws. This time he got his man underneath. Good strike on the outside to Kentrell Petit. He has been, Pettit has been his main target, 3 catches. Also has the only touchdown tonight for Adams State.
It's kind of interesting over there real quick going against Kendall Brewer. They kind of shake hands after they say, this time I got you. Last time you got me away from it.
Penalty marker thrown behind this play. It could be called back.
And he's beyond the line of scrimmage, and so that's why this flag is thrown too. And so
Coach Lynn is arguing. I think here's what WT is worried about. I think they're worried that it's going to be a late hit or something like hit against the quarterback. You saw, though, Bryce, that he was across the line of scrimmage.
When the flag came out, he was across. You can see the marker at midfield. He was at the 49-yard line when he threw the football. So they're going to have to sort it out. There's a holding penalty for sure. There's a penalty of crossing the line of scrimmage. And did the official take off his hat? Trying to see if a hat came off as another penalty. That would have been the late hit out of bounds if they.
Here's the replay, Bryce.
Yeah. So again, he rolls to the right, and then you can see he's well beyond the line of scrimmage as he threw that one. And so that's what they're sorting out right here. 2 penalties that I saw with a holding one to allow their quarterback Underhill to get to the near sideline. And so that's going to be on one of the offensive linemen for a hold. And then when he got up to the 50, he crossed to the 49-yard line, and that is beyond the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of down, and so we'll see what they're going to sort this one out as. I think they're giving him the option. They're giving Coach Lynn the option here. He's going to want the beyond the line of scrimmage because it's a loss of down.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the offense. Holding, offense number 73. That penalty is declined. Illegal forward pass, offense number 6. That penalty is enforced. 5 yards from the spot of the foul, loss of down. It's second down.
So that's why you take that penalty, because you lose it down. You only go back 5 yards, but you do lose it down. So now it makes it second down and 15. They'll go to the far hash. They'll move it away from the near sideline. And so as they reset everything here, it'll be second down and 15 for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Adams State right now just trying to get another score, trying to get themselves some confidence before this game ends.
Yeah, they want to get ready for next week. They kind of know they're not going to come away with a victory here. And so now they move it back to the near hash. And so they want to find some rhythm as they get ready for next week's game.
Second down and 14, they call it, for the Grizzlies. Down to just 5 minutes, 38 seconds left in the game. The quarterback, Underhill, comes up, changes the play, gets his running back set. And it's a running play that is going nowhere. The Buffs defense all over Jordan Neesent that time. As WT, big number 89 there, Hayden Jansky. You mentioned his name a few times, Bryce. He's got a high motor.
Yeah. I mean, he really does. But the last time when he was chasing down the quarterback, Underhill, again, Underhill's quicker, he's faster, but again, just not afraid to go and just keep pursuing the quarterback, try to get him knocked out of bounds.
Third down and long, third and 18 for Adams State. Throw on the outside, catch made at the 50, 45. Good moves after the catch. It's going to be just a yard or two short of the first down, but give a lot of credit there to the receiver, number 8, Aaron Johnson.
He knew where he needed to get, and he got so close.
Yakety yak.
And so they'll, yards after the catch for sure. So they'll keep the offense out there because it is only 4th and 1. So credit the offense for getting a nice return that time by the receiver.
Drive will continue, and it is 4th down and 1 for Adams State. 5 men up on the line for WT. It's a running play. Neesent tried to bounce it outside. He may have.
They're going to give him a good spot on the near side, and he did. I think that is the forward progress.
So it's a first down for Neesent. They'll move the chains.
He got to the 40 and then bounced it back, but I think credit the lineman on the near side because he saw that.
All right, Bryce, we're about at that 3-minute mark. I'm going to hand it off to you, let you finish this broadcast out up top. I'm going to head down for some post-game interviews, and it looks like it's going to be some happy post-game interviews with head coach Josh Lynn and one of the Buff players.
Absolutely. 3:40 left to play here in the ball game. Connor Underhill in the shotgun. Has 3 wideouts to the right, looks that way. Pressure from behind, he throws it over the middle of his running back, and that is going to be caught at the 31-yard line. And so a nice 9-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down and 1 for the Grizzlies as they were able to get that pass completed to Jordan Neesent as Neesent pulls that one in for the 9-yard completion. So 2nd down and 1 on the near hash. 1 wide out to the near side, 3 to the far side. Neesent's the lone setback. Underhill back to pass, looks, goes over on the rear side, right side, and that is, let's see if it's caught. There's a scramble, and the receiver is holding it up, saying it is complete out to the 10-yard line. So again, it was a battle for the football. Johnson is the one that's get credit for it. Caden Waits was out there as a defensive back, and those two went head-to-head. In fact, they're going to take Johnson out. I think he was shaken up on it just a little bit as they were scrambling for it. Aaron Johnson will head to the sideline and bring in a new receiver. That is a 1st and 10. They can get to the 1-yard line. So they mark it down at the 11. 2:16 left to play in the ball game. Underhill, pressure as it comes up the middle, and he has to get out of the pocket, rolls out to the right quickly, looks, throws to the back of the end zone, and that is going to be incomplete. Big pressure applied by the Buffaloes there. Good defensive back help there as well as Gage Smith, who plays a bunch of the nickel for the Buffaloes out there as that additional defensive back, knowing it's a throwing situation. Stops the clock with 2:04 left to play. Underhill gets the play, I should say. Sends it into the offensive line. So 2 wideouts to the right side, 1 to the near side. Slot back on the near side. And this is going to be Underhill rolling out to the right. There's pressure there, and he's going to be taken down. Great open field tackle by Cade Cox. We were talking about Cade earlier, who had that block on the punt. And Cade Cox, the linebacker, comes up and able to stop the quarterback rolling out to the right, throws him back for a loss. That'll bring up 3rd down as they mark it down at the 14-yard line. That was a 3-yard loss. They can still get to the 1-yard line, and it'd be a first down. There's a pass to the end zone. That's over the head of the intended target. And again, good defensive pressure there applied by the Buffs. Michael Arsenal is out there, and he does a nice job of breaking up that pass attempt. Buff fans are going to be going home celebrating a Buff win. They lead it 28-7. 1:16 left to play in the ball game. Grizzlies just trying to get a score here. So 4th down and 13. The ball sits at the 14-yard line. Underhill back to pass. Goes to the end zone again, and that one is incomplete. Again, good defensive pressure trying to get it over to Kentrell Pettit and Petit. And Petit unable to get near the football. And so that is going to be a 4th down stop for the Buffaloes with 1:12 left to play. So the offense can come out and take a couple of knees as they will notch victory number 1 for head coach Josh Lynn of the 2023 season. A lot of congratulations on the near sideline. Of course, Luke Kinsey will have some post-game interviews with head coach Lynn as well, as we will wrap things up here from Bain Schaefer Stadium, First United Bank Field. So now, as a former friend that is used to be a head coach says, my favorite formation, except they're not in the V formation. There's the handoff straight ahead. A couple of dives across the 20 to the, well, they're going to mark it back at the 18. That was Isaiah Smallwood on the carry. And so clock continues to run, 57 seconds. Buffs, of course, taking their time getting this one in. Kenneth Gibson still out there at quarterback. Gibson will take his time, play clock down to 14. And again, hands it off to Smallwood up the middle. Isaiah will get enough for a first down. And that'll most likely be the last play of the ball game, as it stops the clock to move the chains with 31 seconds. Now they start the clock. They haven't even placed the football down yet, and I think that'll be it for the Buffaloes, as they will come away with a big victory tonight. Josh Lynn and his team is walking out on the field. Did they stop the clock once again? Now the clock's running down. That'll be 10, 9, 8, and the Buffs will win this one by a final of 28-7. The Buffs with 340 yards total offense in this one compared to 215 for Adams State. Both teams now with a record of 1-1. The Buffs, of course, getting ready for next week's big conference matchup against Midwestern State. And so that will be a very important matchup for the Buffaloes. But they set the table nicely for this one as they come away with a win, 28-7. We'll take a timeout. We'll do so and continue right here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Welcome back to Bain Schaefer Stadium. The Buffaloes come away with a win, 28-7. The way the scoring went in this one, Kenneth Gibson in quarter number one. A 3-yard pass to Tyler Sweet to make it 7-0 to cap a 10-play, 68-yard drive. Then with 8:38 left to play in the second quarter, Cannon Gibson took it in from 1 yard out. That capped a 10-play, 57-yard drive to make it 14-0. In the third quarter, the Buffaloes received the kickoff to start quarter number 3, but Tyler Sweet fumbles it, and so it was recovered by Adams State, and so they go on a 3-play drive that covers 27 yards. Underhill with a pass completion to Cantrell Petit. The extra point is good, and that made it 14-7 at that point. With 7:08 left to play, the Buffs return the favor, go on a nice drive, 13-play.
Whenever you're ready.
69-yard drive. They go on a 4-yard run from Travion McCoy-Gay. The extra point is good. That was 21-7. And then with 10:45 left to play, nice pass to Shaq Brown from 5-yard out from Gibson. That capped a 12-play, 66-yard drive to make it 28-7. Let's head down to the sideline as Luke Kinsey is with head coach Josh Lynn. Luke?
Well, down on the field with winning head coach, first win in the Josh Lynn era. Josh, congratulations in home openers, 9-3 all-time now for you. But first, talk about just the excitement of getting this win at home in front of Buff Nation, in front of this crowd.
Man, what a great night, right? I mean, you know, this is why our staff and the reason why we came to West Texas A&M is just because of nights like this. Extremely pleased with the development from the past week to this week. And I think it's an awesome night for football, fans, atmosphere. It's just incredible.
28-7, the Buffs get the big win. You mentioned it. It was a big difference. What were the differences from last week to this week besides the location of the game?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, our youth kind of showed last week. We were able to establish some drives, which helped us. However, I still think we need to improve on that a little bit. You know, once again, defense played lights out. I mean, we had the little hiccup. We had the little hiccup in the first half with the long run, and then the turnover right off the second half. But other than that, defense was lights out tonight.
Yeah, the defense was outstanding, making it tough for Adams State all night. Now let's talk about your offense. You had a new starting quarterback tonight, freshman Cannon Gibson, who we're going to talk to in just a second. But he got a lot of help. Your offensive line looked so much better than last week. You ran the ball at will, and then you mixed in some good pass plays.
Yeah, and that's what we need to try to do. We need to be balanced. We need to be able to throw in. You know, we need to be able to run and throw. You know, another thing I was pleased with Cannon tonight, he, you know, made a bad decision there late in the fourth in the end zone. Other than that, he was clean. And what else he did is he created stuff with his feet when things broke down. And so I was extremely happy with Cannon tonight and proud of him.
First win of many for Josh Lynn and for the Buffaloes, right?
Well, I hope so.
Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations on the big win. Yes, sir. All right, we're going to get Cannon Gibson in here. We'll make the quick change, and we'll let Josh get out of here. Congratulations again, the big victory. Cannon Gibson joining us now, the freshman quarterback from Wink, Texas. Cannon, we're trying to do the research. We don't know officially when the last time a true freshman made a start for West Texas A&M. It's been at least 20, maybe 25 years. You did that tonight. Talk about, first of all, just your nerves, the excitement, how you were leading up to this game.
Well, I mean, the nerves really weren't there. I mean, I was super excited for the game, but, you know, I thought our coaching staff did an amazing job getting the team ready. And, you know, to add on top of that, you know, we have two upperclassmen in the quarterback room with Kyle and Weston, who, you know, have really just helped me get ready for the game, and they've done so much for me. And, I mean, I think that's the main thing about this win right now.
Cannon finished the night 22 of 29 passing, some great plays. Your offensive line blocked well. The running game was there for nearly 200 yards on the ground. Coach mentioned it. From your perspective, though, Cannon, what were some differences from last week to this week in terms of the offense as a whole, because it looked a lot better?
Oh, we just came prepared, ready to play this week. I think last week we came out flat, and we just could never get anything going. You know, we took a main focus on coming out and punching them right in the mouth. I think we did that tonight, and it kind of stayed throughout the rest of the game.
Talk a little bit about your offensive line. Brag on those guys. I mean, they were mashing. It looked like a fun game. They were enjoying it.
Oh, wow. I mean, I can't say enough about what they did tonight. I think one sack, and that one sack was my fault. 200 yards on the ground. We have some freshmen up there that played amazing, upperclassmen. They're definitely the heart and soul of our offense right now.
Visiting with the winning quarterback for the Buffaloes tonight as they get the first win of the season, Cannon Gibson. And now, Cannon, I want you to talk a little bit about your style. We saw some sweet plays from you, not only with your feet running around, spin moves in the open field, but also some flip passes, some Patrick Mahomes-like things. I mean, is this what we can expect from Cannon Gibson?
I'm not going to tell you what to expect. My style is just to kind of do whatever it takes. Just go out there, compete. And I think that's really going to be our whole team style this year. Is we're just going to go out there and compete, and really whatever it takes, we're going to do.
Well, you had some sweet plays. These gray uniforms are pretty sweet as well. We may keep these going, right? We get the win wearing the grays.
Yes, sir. We're definitely blessed.
Last question for you is you get this big win here. Next week, another home game here against Midwestern State. Two things. One, talk about the home crowd and how fun it was to play in front of Buff Nation. And then the second thing, what we need to keep doing to get another win next week.
Crowd was amazing tonight. Student section was awesome. Alumni, everybody showed out tonight, which that was awesome. Really helped a lot. And, we just got to go back into film. We got to really take in what the coaches say. And just next week, have 4 good days of practice and just get better.
All right, Cannon Gibson, the Buffs get the win 28-7. We'll go back upstairs to you, Bryce.
All right, Lucas, thanks very much. And again, a nice win for the Buffaloes, 28-7. We're going to run through some statistics real quick for you. The Buffaloes tonight, 197 yards on the ground. That's 44 rushes for 197 yards, 160 yards through the air. Cannon Gibson, who you just heard on the postgame show, as Luke said, 23 of 30 passing, 1 interception. He also had a couple of touchdowns. His long tonight was 22 yards. He was sacked once, and he even said, that was my fault. Travion McCoy-Gay, 24 carries, 104 yards, 1 touchdown. Also, Cannon Gibson had a touchdown. He had 45 yards on the ground tonight. Tyler Sweet, 10 receptions for a total of 60 yards and a touchdown. Shaquille Brown, only 3 receptions for a total of 3 yards. But that was what he needed for the touchdown. He got a touchdown there as well. Time of possession favored the Buffaloes, 34-48 to 25-12. And again, the other things that stand out, of course, red zone scoring chances. Buffs were 4 of 6. They had the interception and the missed field goal. That's the 2 they missed out on, while Adams State was only 1 of 3 in red zone scoring chances. And the Buffalo defense was phenomenal. As Lucas mentioned, 55 offensive plays. They held them to 250 yards tonight. So great turnaround from a week ago. Great win for the Buffaloes. They take this one 28-7. Hey, we're going to do this all over in 1 week when Midwestern State comes as we begin Lone Star Conference play. For Lucas Kinsey, for our entire Thunder Vision crew, big thanks. We had a lot of fun here tonight with the great uniforms, as Lucas talked about. We'll be back next week right here on the